Hello and welcome. This is Gray Hughes of Gray Hughes Investigates on YouTube. This channel evaluates all aspects of true crime. As you are aware, videos and live streams in this genre often discuss elements of crime that may be disturbing to some viewers. If necessary, take the precautions needed to avoid these feelings. Factual information related to cases is the key to fostering rational true crime discussions. Fortunately, you will find that here. Please hit the like button only once, share the video, and subscribe if you like my content. Thank you very much for watching. Hey, look at that. I had to restart the engine. All right. How's everybody doing? Yeah. It's hard to compete some nights when you have other people just the live stream and it's all everybody's, it's just every night there's a whole bunch of people live streaming nowadays. And it makes it tough because it's like there's like hundreds of them. And it's difficult. It's difficult to, if you've seen lately, it's hard to get to the goals and everything that we're doing. It's pretty frustrating. And I almost didn't do a show. It's just like, screw it. But I'm doing one anyways. Hey, Karen. A normal Karen. Yeah. I mean, what what I don't like is like there's other shows, they do the shows and people, it's just like support for the channel without saying anything. It seems like I have to on a nightly basis, and I don't know, man. That's why I'm just kind of like I don't even know if I want to do a show. Just sort of fade off into the, maybe do one tomorrow, see what happens. It's also been just kind of a depressing day all around for me. It's hard to do shows when you're just kind of feeling like, just so much hate for, like I get this email from somebody who saw the community post. And then they followed up with other comments. It's just never ends. It's not really that fun. Yeah. And the thing is, my take on the Sebastian Rogers case is right, even if it turns out they have something to do with it later. You know that? And I think what I'm saying is absolutely correct. Hey, thank you, Kami and Christy. See, that's the thing is, I think it's absolutely correct, regardless of what it turns out. Because right now, there is nothing. Law enforcement has nothing. Social media definitely has nothing, and they're still attacking over and over and over again. And I'm not really sure what to say. I'm not sure what to say. Yeah, like look at the. Let's see, is this the one? Yeah, look at this right here. Yeah, I said, hey, creep, leave me alone or something. Yeah, I'm the creep. Making buddies with a child murderer is not creepy or anything. You're truly sick. See, that's what I'm saying. You see how they're saying that he's already a child murderer? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is insane to go to that level with no information at all. And then it says, last thing I'm going to say is I can definitely assure you that you're going to regret joining alliance with Chris. Like I've joined an alliance. I'm not joining any alliance. I'm just treating him like he should be treated. That's it. Does that mean making us alliance? So you have to hate somebody or you're on their team? I can definitely assure you that you're going to regret joining alliance with Chris. You're going to look really foolish for supporting a murderer, and I hope you lose supporters for trashing people for questioning your best friend. Yeah, because Chris is my best friend, you know. Well, my wife is, but not this one. Yeah, you see how crazy these people are? Hey, thanks, Jim Long. And Tawny Lee up there. And by the way, you can put messages in your, like this one. Let's see. Come on, Gray. Freaks love you. What the hell's a gigawatt? I don't know. You see, I keep seeing one of my moderators always on a different channel every single night, you know, just supporting them and just, yeah, you know, it just kind of gets really old. So I'm not really sure how long that's going to last. I feel like anyone who really understands true crime knows this is one of the best channels to watch. Well, you'd think so, but all they ever hear is, Gray's so mean to his subs. He is just the meanest person. I'm just going to look if I feel like it, you know, like, you know, I get a notification, there's somebody, oh, wow, look at that. Sucks. So you say stop looking. Who the hell does that? Hey, thanks, Kim Christian. Yeah. People are so crazy. It's astounding. But just look how nuts that is, that somebody would type in this right here. Why would I look foolish? I'm not supporting anybody. I'm not a supporter of anything. I'm just supporting the fact that the family members, even Seth, you know, I mean, but the thing is, I'm not talking about Seth because Seth is treated like a freaking queen or king, whatever the hell you want to say. You know, he's treated like a freaking god. All right. So he doesn't need anything, but the Proudfoot should be treated exactly the same way as him because, you know, I don't know how I could just keep having to explain it over and over again. It gets really old. Keep on keeping Gray. The freaks have your back. Yep. Yeah, and you know, it's just, I don't know how people don't see it like this. I saw the Proudfoots when they were first doing their interviews. They seemed like, you know, kind of shy to the camera, and they were talking, and they're just sitting there. There's no outbursts or anything. They were just answering questions. And then eventually you started getting the wackos running around saying, oh, they're guilty. And hordes of people. I think like JLR, for example, was an abomination in this case, an absolute joke, running around screaming, oh, they did it because they said this over and over again. And he has these hordes of wacko people that watch there, literally disgusting I mean, just really crazy people. And they all believed it, and they all just kept going over and over and over and over again. And it's just, that's how it all started, from him specifically. And then it just kind of spread around, and everybody thought it was okay now, and his little sidekick, a couple of the other channels out there doing the same thing. Thanks, Kami. And yeah. Yeah, we might do one sometime, but when I interview him, it's not going to be like the same as anybody else if I ever get to. It'll just be like, okay, so let's do the timeline again. Okay, great. So let me see. Here's where that thing was. This is where the dog sent it. You know, if there's anything else you can share, you know, blah, blah, blah. It's just going to be normal. And you'll see that he sounds totally normal in that situation. And I can rest assured there won't be any bashing allowed in here, okay? On my chat. I can tell you that right now. Thank you, Sonia. Yeah, so you have this, and I mean, it's just over and over. It's hard when people say, hey, don't look at something. How do you not look at something? You You know, it just doesn't happen. Anyway, look at this. Like over there on Trisha's thing, one narcissist appreciates another. Two peas in a pod. Gray and Chris. They're so much alike. That is crazy. Yes. See that? Look at that. I mean, it's just insane, right? Let's see what the next one is. Gray came on just to give Chris Proudfoot a big old hug. No, I didn't. I went on there. I mean, I don't even have to explain it to you guys. You guys know. I went on there though to be like a voice of reason in just a sea of bullshit. Okay, that's what I went on there for. All right, Gray understands anger because that's all he brings to the table. Leave Seth out of it and move on. He trashes Seth all the time in his lousy show. Well, here's what I do regarding Seth. I think if there's anybody that has an opportunity to have done something in this case, it'd be him. But I don't think he has anything to do with it either. I think it's incredible that he became this hero to everybody. He's no different, no better than any of the other family members. He's just the same crap. There's allegations against him of child abuse against Sebastian, even images of Sebastian's head and neck with marks on him because of him. Are those true? Who the hell knows, right? But here's the thing, everybody. Well, all of them suck. I mean, like Seth and everything, the whole thing sucks right now. And what is it even? It doesn't have anything to do with finding Sebastian. The stuff that happened before, right? And everybody goes, "Oh, you're always cutting down." Yeah, well, I don't know, man. I don't like Seth any more than anybody else. All right. And when I say, all of them suck, I just mean there's sucky things that all of them have said at some point during this. Every one of them. And I don't understand how people don't see it. And it's just because there's teams formed. So it doesn't matter what Seth says, but it only matters what the Proudfoots say. And that should bother you guys because he said some crappy things too and everything. But you know how biased the social media gets. Hey, thanks, Jim Long. Gray, you're the Eminem of true crime. Give the YouTube against a bunch of clowns and trigger bunnies. Yep. Weak people spread rumors. Stupid people believe it. Well, there you go. I think it might be the other way around. Stupid people spread rumors and weak people believe it. That's what I think. I'd go that direction. Mm-hmm. 6 years, mostly replay. I watch all your video. Sorry, these people. Yeah, huh? Mm-hmm. What's the next one? Hey, notice Gray Hughes is preoccupied with the chat. He can't focus. So thin-skinned. Can't take any criticism. Then says he was hit. He was hit as a kid. Maybe those beatings didn't turn you into a well-adjusted adult after all. Jesus. Oh, my God. Oh, dear Lord. Gray Hughes investigates. Do you have any children? Have you ever parented a special needs child? Yes, most of us were spanked, grown up, and a lot of people still spank their own children. If a parent chooses to spank as a form of punishment, that is not necessarily abuse. But hitting an autistic child with a belt for lying about invading someone's personal space when they have no concept of personal space is absolutely abuse. Would you spank a blind child with a belt for bumping into a wall? It's the exact same concept. Oh, shut the hell up. God, what a joke. Spanking somebody is an abuse, and even with a belt. You might want to call it that with the new woke world and everything like that. It's stupid. Well, you can agree with whatever you want to, Charisma. I don't give a shit, okay? It's stupid. All right, so let's see. If you're doing well, the exact same concept, the idea of, you know what, Chasing Truth has autistic kids, and she wouldn't even agree with something like this. Okay? You can't beat the autistic out of a child. Oh. Charisma is just one of those ones that believes they're guilty somehow, but tries to pretend that she's rational and everything. You can forget it. All right? Forget it. I don't know if he was recently. Just do your thing, Gray. You can't please everyone. Please everyone, and you're doing a good job. Take it with a grain of salt. Yep. That people like. You're not mean. They're just too sensitive. Right. Anyways, that's all I got on that. It just, it sucks when you actually, I put myself out there because I feel like there's something wrong going on. Just like, there's people out there that I don't care, Charisma. You're no better than anybody else. You have no more knowledge than anybody else. You're just like everybody else out there, Charisma. You have no. You're basically. I'm a paralegal. Everybody, listen to me. Ridiculous. Yeah, just nobody. You're not more interesting. Okay, I'm just going to let you know. Let's see. Hey, thank you, Christine out there, and also Kelly Snyder, and also Karen W out there. Awesome. Right, Charisma. Right. Spanking a child one time with a belt is not child abuse. I don't give a shit who you are, what you're trying to say, anything. It's just absolutely insane to call somebody an abuser because they spanked somebody one time with a belt, with like one swat even. I mean, you're a ridiculous person if you believe that. Okay, and everybody else, and here's what's even worse, everybody. Like they were saying last night, if you get spanked with a belt, you're a child abuser. Now, it doesn't even matter if they're autistic or anything. You're a child abuser. So that means all of us, everybody, every one of us has parents that are child abusers. The ones of us that have been spanked in our lives with a belt or a wooden spoon. Oh my God, they're abusers. I think you guys it's embarrassing that anybody would say something like that, and it makes you a complete fool. All right? It isn't. My mom is one of the greatest moms there ever was. I put her up against anybody. She is amazing. All right. And yes, she raised 3 boys by herself. She had to spank us sometimes. Ooh, wow. What a monster. I think the people who say that, you should be ashamed of yourself. You're an embarrassment. Okay? All right. And that's the truth. Gosh, Gray, how dare you? I just put my kid in the corner and he did everything I wanted. Okay, well, good for you. I'm sure he's awesome, And you guys, if you're out there and you want to help support the Gray Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, instead of me having to ask all night again, it'd be great if you could help support the channel throughout the show without me asking whatsoever, but maybe type in a comment in the comment section of the super chat or whatever, and we can talk about those things just like they do everywhere else. That would be fantastic. Let's see. We don't know these people's lives. We were seeing a small snapshot. Yeah. My brother got abused in public school. Then he got so many swats in junior high. I don't know what that means, Salty. See, gonna have to rewrite that again. Didn't make any sense. Let's see. Every child is different. They have no room to insert their opinion in what the parents do. Yeah. Hey, it's Timothy Cecil. What's going on? Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, I was going to do, there's some new stuff in the Jonathan David Clark. David Clark is basically what people call him. Well, it looks like I'll be asking again all night long. Hey, thanks, Esther. In my opinion, here we go. Here's one. In my opinion, you misunderstood Gray. You're misunderstood, Gray. You're intolerant of stupidity, but you're extremely generous. Mad respect for you. Well, thank you. Yeah, I mean that's the reality of it. You know. With Greg Hughes. Thanks, Timothy. Or is it Jim Cecil? I can't tell. Yeah, well. It's Lompoc, California. Thanks, Kami. All right, so yeah. I mean, you guys remember? There might be new people watching, so we'll go ahead and switch over to like the surveillance, the not surveillance, the Ring doorbell cameras. Yeah. So wasn't this like this was August 11th, right? Is that right? Or yeah, August 11th last year. Mm-hmm. It feels like that's the right date. I can't remember in my brain. Okay, but hold on. Let me get the correct folder open. Yeah. So this is them right here. This is Ashley, the wife, and this is David Clark, and she's Ashley Clark because they got married. She was only like 21 and he was like 32, something like that. 22, 32, something like that. Really young. And this guy, David, was shot in front of his apartment complex after coming home with groceries. He was shot in the back first, then 2 times in the face, and then 1 time in his torso. And there's audio of it and some video, but the video is dark, but you can see sort of movement and people moving around. It's hard to really make out exactly what's going on, but yeah. So that's him. And here is the surveillance. This, or like I guess the Ring doorbell cameras. Like, look how creepy this guy is right here. All right, he puts Vaseline. I guess we could go to the beginning. He comes up to the door, puts Vaseline on the door, the camera, and then a piece of paper. And I repeat it again. And then there's another time, a different day. And look at this weirdo. Big shoes are too big for this person. I can tell just looking at him. I mean, way too big. These are like massive shoes. You can just see when he turns. Look how they stick way out like there, and they're just kind of clomping around. Yeah, so that person's just terrorizing them. Then there was a time where he was just sitting down here. You can't really see him. Then the police showed up on one of the instances, and they were like, yeah, maybe he'll quit, blah blah blah. And then that same night as the first one, he shows up again later, but he has a different jacket on with buttons on it. And he tried to take the paper off, but it was already gone because the neighbor across the way had collected it. And let's see. And so this is the front of the house. This is the video. So you're out there and you don't want to listen to the audio. This is the audio again. And this is going to be when the car pulls up. I've already adjusted the brightness and contrast on it, I think. Actually, I don't think I have. Yeah. So hold on. Got that. And brightness. That's weird. I don't know what's going on here. It looks like it's hey, thanks, brown-eyed girl. Da-da-da-da. Oh, hold on, that's what it is. There we go. It's this one. I thought something wasn't working. So if you're looking at the actual full video, it looks like this. And right over there, that's a camper. This might even be the camper that the person came over and helped at the scene. That might be where they live. So let's go back here, and I've already adjusted it. So you can see right there, look how clearly in this one you can make out the camper. So maybe if I zoom in a little bit and just kind of make it like that. That should be big enough for you guys, I think. Like that. There we go. Hey, thanks, Desiree, supporting Gray's channel. Keep things going so we can help people can just get justice. God forbid any if you find yourself in need of this kind of help in the future. Aren't you the you're the sister, right? I mean, there's other Desirees out there, but I was just thinking maybe you're the sister. All right, so just watch this. This is the car's back of the car right here. This red light is backing in, and then it tries to, and it goes forward again because it's probably too close to the curb or something. Okay, here we go. See, there's the back of the car. It tried to back in first, and now it backs in again. Well, thank you, Desiree. See, now the car's stopped. Let me just make this really loud as I can make this. Hold on. Just this portion right here. I want to make it like way too loud. Let's do this again. That's the front of the car right there. That's the back of the car. So they're probably opening up, you know, the passenger side. The driver's side, I guess, is the other side. So the driver's side is in the street area, right? Because this is the front. The left side of the car is out in the street. This is the right side, and apparently they both go back to the trunk to take groceries out. I mean, they actually are talking. You can hear, but it's too quiet. Wow, geez, that freaked me out. Let me hear that again. See, this is likely David right here. This light here. Because it looks like if you look at the light of see the back light there, you might think it's coming around the back. However, I think he's being lit up by the lights here somehow. And then watch these red lights, they actually disappear because he walks in front of it right there. See that? So that's likely David because he got out of the passenger side. See? And actually watch this. Okay, this is even better. He gets out of the car. Now, see this little light right here, you guys? Can you see where my mouse is? Down here, this one. And whatever these are, reflections, whatever they are. Watch how this one goes out first, then this one, then he walks by the brake light here. Here we go, watch. So I think I can just play it, watch. It's dark, and then dark again, and then boom, goes around that one. So that's going to be David right there. And his head's probably like right up in here. You know, and this is his like shirt that's lit up by something. See that? And that's pretty crazy, but that makes sense too. You know, he might even be taller, like up in here. I mean, the weird part is that's the front of the car. That's the back of the car. I don't know how long these types of vehicles are, but you know, this would make you know, if that's a 15-foot car, you know, that would probably make him. I mean, how long do you think those cars are? I don't know. I didn't check that, but you can see it, right? I mean, look at that. He's walking by, and then boom, goes past the brake lights, and then here we go. And right now you can hear bags. So listen to that. You can actually hear the bags being handed over in the back. Listen. And they're back here. See that? You can see them moving around right there. See, it said something like road group. You can barely make it out. Listen. Okay, let me. I like that the way we had it. So let me put it on there. Okay, there we go. Is that his voice? Is that how his voice sounds, Desiree? You can actually hear it. Him going kind of a deeper. Hear that? Definitely can hear a voice back there. Do it again. I'll do this whole part again. Yeah, I'm gonna make this louder too. I know it's probably all right. Make it 6. See, that's so crazy. It almost does seem like there's another person there. Because look right over here. They're still, see how they're moving behind the car there? They're doing like the groceries. Because the shot hasn't happened quite yet. But then it's like right now. Yeah, now look how crazy this is too. See that this light over here? That's the back of another. Well, actually, that would be the front of another car, but the reflection of it is red because that's the brake light reflecting on the headlights of the car behind it. But there's a space between them. And apparently that's what Ashley said. He came in between them and started shooting, like from the curbside though. And watch this. There you go. I mean, look at this. I mean, this is crazy. There's a person that ends up standing right there. And I don't know when that happens, but watch. See, it's almost like somebody sort of shows up right in here. See how they covered the light? They're almost like they're standing there quiet. Look, that's that light. The headlight is completely dark. That was right there. And it could be them, like they're standing right behind the trunk, blocking it, right? But you see that little light? There was a little light that just sort of showed up. I wonder if that, whatever this is the shooter. because I think they might be blocking. David and Ashley are blocking the red light, either one of them, to be able to hit the headlight of the car behind it. And so then that person, like, that's weird how, you know, they're just getting out of the way, so maybe now there's light that hit it. Now hear that right here, you can hear somebody running. Listen. Right now, watch. Okay, so where is that person going at this point? Did they actually run around this way and then loop back? Because watch this. Because this is crazy right here. Watch this. See this light right here? That light right there is coming from the roadside. See, this is coming from the roadside because it's not affecting the red light there. See that? So it's coming from the roadside. It looks very similar to the other one, but it's coming from the roadside. And watch how you can see it come around. Look at this right here is whatever that is right there, that little pixelation. And then look how it came around and then boom, right in front of the brake light on the back of the vehicle. And yes, you guys, even though I am reading and going over this again, if you could please help support the channel while we're going over this, it'd be great. All right, here we go. Look how crazy it is. If you scrub by fast, you can see it. Watch. Boom. You can literally see the pixels moving around. See that? Let me try to make it. I don't know how to make it any bigger for you guys, though. Let me try to do it like this. Here we go. Maybe that's better. Are you guys following along with what I'm saying, though? Because somebody ran away, and then there seems to be somebody else right here. Watch. Right here, watch. Somebody ran away, and then. That's crazy. Let me see this again. God. Let me watch that. That's interesting here because somebody is going. Maybe this is Ashley, and she's like right here backing up. Kind of went over here for a second and then went back that direction again. Just watch. And then back that way. He went this way and then back that way. Now watch this guy. Runs around and goes like this. Ding, 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 ding. Yeah. Don't you think that's crazy? Look at that. So it looked like Ashley was right here and then went back this way again. And then somebody went between the cars and ran around this way. You can see it. So this is like Ashley right here. Watch. She comes back over here. She's like, what's going on? And then somebody comes around right here. Look at it. Boom, and runs around and goes this direction. And that light goes out. That's pretty crazy right there. You got to admit, like you can make out a lot of the stuff going on just by kind of looking at the lights. You know, you could see them in the back of the car removing the groceries. Then you see Ashley kind of move, it looks like around by the roadside back of the car. And then she goes forward, likely to be where David is. And then somebody else, I mean, who's this guy? Right? Because the other guy apparently ran down the street the other direction. So who's this person? Was there a second person that was there? And they weren't running either, they were walking. There you go. All right. Anyway, it's pretty crazy, right? And my words fell on deaf ears yet again. All right. All right. So that's what we got. We've gone over this. Now, I mean, it's pretty wild. You see the camper. I'll just try to describe it with no audio. So there's the camper on the other side of the street. Then their car backs up. Too bad another car didn't drive by right at the right time. And then look at when it's right there, how bright the front of this car is there. But a lot of that light might be from this vehicle driving by with lights on it, right? And as soon as it passes, it gets dim, but you still see the light of their vehicle affecting the headlights of this vehicle. And this space right here is the gap between the two cars. And then you just fast forward it, and you can see kind of movement over here, like they're getting out of the car. And then you'll see a minute. This is when David walks by, and that's him. This light right here is him. He walks by, he goes to the back of the car, and both of them are back there doing groceries. You can see them. They're actually reaching in. Look at right there, like reaching in. And then this is when the shooting starts happening. And at one time, it looks like maybe Ashley backed up over here a little bit and then went forward again where David was. And then somebody came around from over here, which is right in the middle of the street. It doesn't mean they came from this direction because of the angle this is shot at. And then comes around, passes the back brake lights, and then these lights right here sequentially go dark. Watch. One, then the next one. Now that one got dark, and then it went past that, and then watch that last one. Boom. So somebody moved across that direction there. Because they actually crossed the headlight that was there. Right. Mm-hmm. Oh boy. Anybody have any thoughts? Dead as a doornail again. Yep, he just came in. Yep. Yeah, obviously they're waiting for him. They have a stalker, you know. Thanks, Wendy. Yep. I don't know what that means, Lee. No idea. First we did that one. Thank you, Wendy. Then the car behind hers appears to be early 2000. How would you know? A Ford Taurus. Okay, all right. That's just like, I don't know how you can make that out with that very vague looking. I mean, there's hardly any information for that kind of, even when it was lit up bright. Are you going based on that right there? That shape, maybe? Let's see if you're right. 2000. I just think that's a little too specific, you know. It doesn't really matter, though, does it? Because it has nothing to do with it. It's not part of the case. It's just parked there. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard to. I don't think it looks like that. You see, I don't see how that looks more of like a flat front than that right there. I don't see it. Mm-hmm. Well, you sometimes you don't want to wish for something chaos because the way that other people would do it wouldn't be useful. Okay, they would turn it into an absolute shit show. So you're wanting them to, but what you probably want is the news or something like that, or some sort of national news to do it, and then it would lead to other people covering it. But yeah. Hmm. I know, but that doesn't look like it to me. I know you've owned four, but that doesn't look this. This looks totally different than the car we just saw. Don't you think? Yeah, I don't see that. But hey, if you want to call it a Ford Taurus, awesome. It doesn't affect anything. The car there wasn't. I don't think people have thought that that person was involved, but maybe it was. Who knows? Apparently, a car was towed away, but it wasn't their car. A car was towed away that they tested. I heard that today. Nope, they don't what? Well, it could be David Arnold. We'll just call it a Ford Taurus. I don't know. The roommate didn't live there. The one up here didn't live there anymore when this happened. So there was a roommate across. They moved out because they were being terrorized. I mean, hell, it could be this car right here, right? I mean, look at that. Look how that's the look that I was seeing, a flat face. I mean, look at this. Look at that right there. I mean, that's perfect. See that? And by the way, this little straight line right here isn't really anything. It's just pixels making it look like that. Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, what do I got here? Okay, so I have some information from the other neighbor named Stephanie Garcia. She doesn't live there anymore, so what she was saying was, I have some information about the Jonathan David Clark case. I lived in the complex that night. I didn't hear the gunshots. I didn't. I did hear men shouting and the sirens going off. However, I did hear. Uh, she says she did hear the men shouting and the sirens going off. So that means she must hear. I don't know how. If you heard the sirens, then the men shouting likely weren't at the time, unless you're referring to something like way before. However, I did hear a loud thump by the window, like someone falling from the balcony. I didn't look out the window because I was too scared. When detectives came to ask if I heard or saw anything, I mentioned it to them, and the neighbors agreed they heard the same sound and were too afraid to look out the window. We even looked at the flowers where the thump was, and the flowers were broken facing out, not in. At this time, the neighbors did mention they had someone going through their patio a few times before. Right. So maybe that was uh, the other neighbor, David's neighbor. Well, no, because she wasn't there at that time. At this time, the neighbors did mention they had someone going through their patio a few times before. I do have a theory, and it might sound crazy. Every apartment unit has a little storage room on the patio. What if the perp was trying to climb to the second story patio to get into the little room to hide, but fell and took off running? Unfortunately, my Ring camera didn't catch anything because I didn't have the subscription, and no movement was detected near my door. All right. Well, I guess I'm going to have to ask again, you guys. If you're out there and you can help support the Gray Hughes Investigates YouTube channel, that would be great. We try to raise funds every single night on the channel because we're almost at the end of the month here, and we've already given $1,500 out this month, and it helps support me, and it allows me to donate a ton of money at the end of the month, and I'm hoping to be able to give away, like 4,000 or 5,000 total or 4,500 maybe for the month. And the only way we're going to have that happen is if you guys are supporting the channel on a nightly basis. But as you can see, we've hit one of those massive lulls again, which are becoming really common on here. So if you're, instead of going out there and just throwing crap at the wall to other places on other channels out there that do absolutely nothing for anybody, if you could help this one out, that would be great. Thank you very much. All right, where is it? Let me get back to that. Anyway, she said, so this may sound super stupid, and I apologize. I was watching Game of Thrones, and it was loud to where I couldn't hear anything going on outside. I heard the thud, like it was very loud. It was right by the window, so it scared the crap out of me. And I turned off my TV and the hallway light, pushed my kids to the corner of the room, and I went walking down the hallway towards the dining room, which is where the stairs were. And that's when I heard people shouting and whistling. I heard the sirens. I didn't have curtains at the time, and my blinds were open. So I peeked over the corner of the wall to look out, and I saw people coming out of their apartments and just gathering. I went back to my room and locked the door, and that's when I saw a bright light shining through my window. I called my husband's night shift, and I told him there were people shouting and whistling, and I had no idea what was going on. While on the phone, he looked through the Ring camera and saw there were sirens, and he came home. Before he got home, detectives came and asked if I heard or saw anything. I told them I didn't hear the gunshots because I had my TV loud, but I heard a loud thud. My downstairs neighbors were with me, and they had agreed they heard the thud. They asked me why I didn't look out the window, and I told them I was scared because I had never heard a loud thud like that, and I was home alone with my kids. The detectives then asked the neighbors why they didn't look out the window, and they stated they were scared as well. The Ring footage I don't have. I unfortunately didn't have the subscription at the time, and it didn't catch any audio, but that thud was very haunting. Thanks, Paulette Leonard. Somebody actually heard what I said. All right. Let's see. And then I asked her, what did the thud sound like? I kind of like in the Sebastian Rogers case when he said, when she first said, oh, there was a sound. And then finally somebody asked, well, what did the sound sound like? It sounded like a thud. See, they changed their story. First she said it was a sound. Now it's a thud. No, nobody wanted to get the clarification of what the sound was originally. The thud sound, trying to find the right description, like it was loud, like a tree branch falling, maybe dropping a filled military duffel bag on the floor, but loud and deep, not like a door slamming or a window closing. That's too high pitch. I also remember hearing branches, twigs breaking, And the bottom of our window where the flowers were is bark, and the flowers were a bush, purple flowers. Sorry, I don't know the name of them, but that I do remember. And the police just shined a light on the bark and flowers and left. Never really heard from them or anything of it again that night. Everyone gathered by the stairs, and the neighbors and I saw an individual riding a bike, and he just kept coming around. He kept his distance. Once he told the police, once we told the police, we never saw him again. And that said, he was wearing all black, had a black beanie on. Yeah. So there you go. Hey, thanks, Vibe Chick and Gina. Thanks for the late night lives. They help me get through my shifts. All right. Well, thanks. Well, at least I helped somebody. I wasn't even going to do a show. I was just drinking some just plain old H2O. It's actually just pure vodka. I'm going to try to get through this. Got to feed the trolls. Got to feed the trolls. So what do you guys think about that? That's kind of weird that there was this loud thud right at the time. You think that's connected somehow? I mean, it was so loud, like it freaked everybody out. Right at the same time, there's a shooting. Yeah. Whoa. Yeah, I can always tell people show up for a few minutes to make it seem like they're watching, and then they go watch these other live streams. So depressing. And by the way, I lost like 5 or 6 subs in total since I was on. Like I didn't gain any subs. Usually I get like 30, 40, 50 just on a crappy day. But today I was negative because of my web sleuth's appearance, where somebody with a rational mind actually spoke. I don't think it was Regina. Everyone heard a loud thud, boom sound right by there, and she even mentioned the flowers were bent out. Probably missed that part. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's just kind of a shitty day. Not the greatest. But, somebody has to speak, If you see something that is egregious, if you don't speak, you're just as bad as the people who said the egregious things. That means you're not willing to stand up for what's right. And I'm telling you, in that case right now, there is no reasonable reason for so many people to be hating on the Proudfoots. Okay? Nobody. There's no reason at all. And we all know that. That's the truth and reality, but it's not cool and neato. It's disgusting. Okay? So you guys need to speak up a little more yourself, and don't worry about people getting mad or angry. Just do it. My God, it's like Nazi Germany. Some of the Germans that knew what was going on was horrendous, and they just let it happen. Just yeah, just shut the hell up. Yeah, forget it. Have some courage, conviction. Don't worry about it. Thanks. This account. Let's see. Yeah. Well, cool. Awesome. Right. Well, do it somewhere else though. Like speaking your mind here doesn't do shit. Make sure there should be people. There should be at least 50% of the people attacking back to these wackos, but it isn't even close. It's like 95% nut jobs. And I'm even saying this. If somehow in the future the Proudfoots turn out to be connected, this is what I'm saying now is still true. Okay. There is nothing now that should have allowed the people to be so awful to them with no information. Zero. Okay. There isn't even anything on the side that would suggest that they killed somebody. It's wild. Mm-hmm. Replay of what? All right. Well, hey, thanks, Karen W, for those super chats earlier regarding Blue and Chloe. And let me see. Let me read them. I'll say that. I'll tell you what it says. No, not super chats. The PayPal. Oh, thank you, Ginger, on there. But it was Kelly Snyder. Yeah, so it said for Little Blue, for Little Miss Chloe, who I think will love a pink hair beret. Did you send those pillows? Did you send those pillows, Karen? And then for Gray for putting up with me for years. Well, having a name like Karen, I'm just kidding. Right, nothing's pointing towards them. Nothing. And if I'll completely jump on that bandwagon if evidence comes out. But I haven't seen it yet, so I'd feel embarrassed to sit there and just keep talking about stuff that doesn't lead to anything. I always punch back at anyone I see anywhere talking smack about Gray or his down to earth logic and how he chooses to do things. That's right. That's true, Gummo. Fortunately, one of the freaks mods is always somewhere else. Yeah, no, and I appreciate you guys stick up for me, but it's not even just that. It's the you got to stick up for. I mean, I know it sounds crazy to you, but you got to stick up for the sort of the. When I say the Proudfoots, I don't mean like them, like oh my god, the proud. Like it's more the concept of what's being done to them. You got to fight against that. It's horrendous. So I think that's why I called into Web Sleuths, is because I wanted to say, hey, this is, I see this totally different. And I think there's a lot of people who see it the way I'm seeing it, but they're not usually the ones that want to type something in. Really, I don't have anything from Google, from email or something like that. Huh. Oh, I guess I do have to. For some reason. Well, thanks. I don't have any way to do that though. Is there any way you could cancel that thing, or I don't know how to do that? Sweet Carol, Sweet Caroline. I don't know how to do it. I don't have any way to. I don't have access to that. There's no email that came from Google or anything. Like they didn't send me anything at all. Did you sign in to your account or? Yeah. I mean, I like Trisha on there. I don't think that she did that correctly on that show. I know that she has her own feelings and everything like that. I just didn't like. I thought, her sort of her. Okay, so you had Chris Proudfoot, who was getting angry, but her sort of what is it? reprimanding him for his personality was an ember that was put on like a huge bonfire that just needed a little spark. So she was out there and she was kept saying to him, "Hey, like you can't do this. It's not helping you at all. You got to do that." And then it's just at that point, then the chat believed, okay, now we can start saying, and it just turned into an absolute shit show. Horrible. It was absolutely ridiculous. But if you have like someone up there going, "Hey, let him speak. I want to hear what Chris says. I understand why he is upset. He has been attacked for 2 months now. His son is missing, and let him say what he wants to say." Okay, now let him talk and then ask questions in a way that doesn't implicate him somehow, because that's what just sucks. Like, where were you? Now, where were you driving around? Now, what was your, just things like that. But hey, sweet Caroline, what do I do? What do I do? Okay, if you can send something to me, that'd be great. That would help the numbers for sure. So thank you so much. You saw me with Vinny. Where? And that's more than disappointing. So now it's just between the parents. Well, I think when it gets to around like October, November, they're going to do another search out there. I'm sure they got way more subs than they lost over there. I can guarantee you that, because they, the PIs and the overall sentiment was anti Chris Proudfoot, and that's what all of those ravenous people wanted to see. I'm trying to find. I had one more thing I was going to go over. A new bits of information. Maybe we'll do that in a little bit. I got to find it. Did you send it to me? Hey, Sonia, you're still out there? I don't know. I can't find that Word document you gave on the neighbor, the guy that lived in the camper who came over to help. I don't know why I can't find it. I know you sent it, and I thought I downloaded it, but I can't find it. Can you like make it available again? Yeah. Hey, good night, Karen. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good to see you again. Hadn't seen you for a while. Mm-hmm. But the only way that Sebastian can get help is if people stop trashing the Proudfoots. You guys understand that, right? Like, you have to put them aside and look into the other possibilities. That's it. But see, these people don't want to do that because they're so convinced, like that wacko that was emailing me. I mean, what a crazy lunatic. Oh, he's guilty of murder. Really? There's absolutely nothing showing that at this point. Yeah. And I know that that's sort of what happens in a lot of cases. Like a boogeyman has to be chosen. Maybe the one that we're talking about now, Ashley and the ex-boyfriend, those kind of, everybody like that is immediately, the ex-boyfriend, I get, it's just everyone always has to have somebody that you're looking into, or you don't have anything to go off of. I'm just looking for this Word doc, but somehow it just disappeared. Can't find it now. Okay, what is that? Ding, ding, ding. Should be right here. Huh. I don't know where it went. Don't have it. The trash assers. What? No, the case is not stand still. So that is how they use their time. And tell Seth that I think it was the Cookie Monster that was at fault. Oh, hey, all right, Timothy. Go ahead. Mm-hmm. Sebastian, between the people who genuinely care. Yeah, I mean the thing is I just want, like, it'd be great to find him. The reason I haven't covered the case that much is because really it was just kind of a timeline. Then I made a couple of videos on, the stuff that Chris Proudfoot told me about the lights, which totally made sense, and the path of that the dog tracked. Okay, that stuff's all I got because there isn't anything else. Right? There's nothing else after that. Well, of course they are EI rule. They're not going to stop. There's no way in hell they're going to stop doing it. There's no chance they're going to stop. Hopefully some people out there that were on the fence went, you know what? God, that makes total sense. But it's not as fun for them either when they don't have somebody to trash on a daily basis. They get up in the morning, they get their cup of coffee, and they can't wait to watch these crazy lunatic YouTubers who spend all their time, sitting in the lower left, reading comments and blaming the Proudfoots at every turn. That light video was great. Helped me see everything. Yeah. Well, it's only been viewed 11,000 times. Isn't that a little bit disturbing? Maybe what I'll do is I'll re-upload it tomorrow. How about that? I'll re-upload that light video and let's see if it gets viewed again. And then you guys go out and share it in every single possible place. And let's see what happens. I get the feeling that Seth has a cognitive deficit. Yeah, I don't know anything about any of that stuff. My comments about him are he isn't some angel either, but none of them should be treated badly. We all have our own past and everything. I mean, just imagine your own self. Like if so your kid goes missing, and then people will start digging into every single element of your life, bringing on this and that, whatever the hell they want to bring in, ex-boyfriends. It's just, man, unreal. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Kathy. Well, didn't. Hey, thanks, Kimberly Lusk. Also, I didn't like. No, did you say something before that? Also, I didn't like it when Chris said my son is missing. Yeah, she said your step. That was so ridiculous. I was on when I was Chasing Truth talked about that today, and I was like, I didn't hear that the first time. I couldn't believe that. Can you believe that, you guys? Remember when the other day when I said my stepson, and you guys said, well, why don't you just call him son? And you guys are right. I was like, yeah, I do call. So I just say son. I mean, what difference does it make? You know? I mean, I could understand, like, if he's called me a stepdad, like if somebody was looking at us and they go, "Who's that?" You know. But he usually just calls me dad, my kids. Even though I'm not really, biologically. But when Chris said my son is missing, and she said your stepson, okay, trying to delineate that he isn't his father, and everybody should look at him differently than the grand old Seth over there, who's just the fantastic father who obviously didn't have custody for one reason or another. Who the hell knows? But what a crazy thing to say. Just let it be what he's saying, right? Because doesn't that just immediately ooze bias right there? Like almost immediately. Completely biased. Why would you even bring that up? There's no reason to do it. Oh, she's emailed it to me. Okay, hold on. Hey, thank you so much on there. Oh, I don't want to say the wrong name. Now I can't remember what your name up here was. But thank you for sending that on PayPal. Appreciate it. Hold on, I have to scroll up there. Sweet Caroline. There you go. Yeah, Sweet Caroline. Okay, your name isn't even remotely resembling that. Okay, but thank you. No, you got to admit, like, didn't that? See, that's what I'm saying. Don't you think that's a perfect wording? Is that the show itself sort of lit the embers and started a raging inferno? Because it's like you have to almost, when you're running a show like that with people like the Proudfoots, you got to be a fire hydrant from the beginning of the show, not a lighting the fuse to a flame. So even if he comes on and he's angry, right? He's angry for a reason because of all the crap that was being said before and the people in the chat. Thousands of people were accusing him, just like this wacko who sent me an email. Okay, you guys saw that earlier. Now, let me find. I'm going to read through this later, but I just want to save this. Oh, it was a PDF file. That's why I didn't see it. Okay. All right. So this later on, I'll read the PDF file of the a person that showed up on the scene as a shooting happened. But right now we've diverged onto a different topic for a bit. Yeah, it's like you have this little you've got this powder keg, and it's just sitting there, and you light the fuse by, you're a stepdad. Let's get that right. When Seth comes on, though, he's the he's the real dad. Except he's not really around too much. Yeah, see, people don't like it when I say this. Okay, this is true. So when I'm saying this, I'm saying, how come people don't, like, they see everything that the Proudfoots do bad, everything that Seth does good, but why is this good? Seth believed that his children were being sexually abused by, or allowed to be abused by a kid in the house by Katie and Chris. There's people who believe that they allowed that to happen. And then they asked him, well, how come did he try to get custody? He goes, no, I didn't believe it's my right to take a child from his mother. I mean, what a ludicrous response that is, right? You see your own kid allowed to be attacked, and you're not willing to put the effort in to take that child away. Yeah, give me a break. Hey, thank you so much, Mag. How you feeling today? Better than yesterday? Right. So that should have bothered people, but it doesn't. But it doesn't mean anything. It has nothing to do with Sebastian. But when you start seeing the disparity, people notice things when people are talking. You're like, oh, okay, yeah, huh, that's interesting. Huh, that's interesting. All right. Yeah, like there's not enough other kids to fill their time. Yeah. I get really disappointed when I see freaks over there that have they're sort of doing the same, chiming in, like, yeah, what about the time when, and it makes me embarrassed. You'd think over the years you'd have a little bit more common sense, or just sort of the ability to, discern. I mean, it should be really obvious to people that there's just this massive piling on a basically a witch hunt, pitchforks, torches, everything. It's horrible, horrendous. Like you, Cindy, and you're always over there chiming in against the Proudfoots. I mean, like they did something wrong. There has been nothing. Zero. The entire case is based on. So here's how sleuthy social media is. That somehow people change their stories, and that because Chris Proudfoot spanked the child with a belt one time, a long time ago, or whatever it was, that somehow they murdered him. Right, but you're over there doing the anti-Proudfoot shit that you always do, Cindy. Everywhere you go, I see it. When I see you somewhere, it's always something like that, and you're gonna be wrong. Okay. All right. There's a big difference between not liking someone and, yeah, but here's a weird part: is I don't even understand why people don't like them. They originally came out. What was there to dislike about them in their initial interviews when they're just calmly talking, and just what would make you go, God, I hate those guys? Nothing. Zero. Yeah, it was strange to me. And now I don't dislike him or any of Katie or Chris, not because, oh wow, we're all buddies or something. Yeah, it has nothing to do with that. It's just that I totally understand why they're angry, or he's angry at least, when he's talking. I would feel exactly the same way. I have felt the same way. I have a bunch of online trolls that are absolute wackos, and they lie every time they open their mouth and they talk to people. I know it. You know how I know it? Because I'm in a unique position to know, because I'm me and I know what I'm doing. They don't, but they go out and sell their story to everybody. And it's just horrible. Like in your own brain, it's like, wow, look at these people. And then there's, and you can't do anything about it. And he can't do anything about the onslaught that he has right now. He can't do anything about it. So it makes you angry. I totally get it. Yeah, exactly, Regina. Yeah. The first interview, they sounded totally normal. They sounded totally normal in the other interview they did with that one YouTuber. I forgot her name, but you know. No, I don't though, Cindy. I just last night somebody goes, "Hey, they're doing over there," so I went over there. I hardly watch any of them. But you got to admit that was pretty horrible last night, right? Did you see? Did you come around by the end of the show, Cindy, and go, "Wow, now I sort of get what Gray was saying all this time"? Did you understand it then, or did you still kind of? Well, that's the thing is like, but see, what is that? That's the thing, Zozo. See, if they started talking about the mother's reports against Seth, where there's actually photographs of Seth's head and his neck, because apparently he choked him, in one of the reports out there, you it wouldn't fit their narrative. So you can just rest assured that'll never make it out. And it's also irrelevant. Again, it's just I mean, it's more relevant than being spanked one time with a belt, right? It's a lot more relevant than that. But at the same time, I mean, when was that? And it sounds like Sebastian wanted to be with Seth and maybe move, but he didn't want to do the remote schooling. Right. No, I've seen him. I've seen it. Yeah, but see, the whole thing is why do we need to know about those reports? That's the whole thing. What difference does it make? So here's what I'm gonna do, you guys. I'm gonna go over the last little piece that I was gonna go over, and then we'll get back to this later. All right. How come it's where is it? Oh, there it is. So this is a guy that he showed up on the scene in the David Clark homicide case. All right. So look at it. There we go. So a guy named Jeff Palmer out there. He said, so this is Sonia communicating with him. Said, "Hi, Jeff. It's been a long time. How are you doing? How are the kids and grandkids? I'm not a granny as well. Joshua had a baby boy. I know you were first. Forget. We'll just move on to the part that matters. Let's see. I'm in the middle of it now. It's information and sad. I'm an hour into it, and I can't believe that what I've seen and heard. I heard it all and ran out of my. Oh yeah, this is him on the left, I guess. I'm in the middle of it now. So when was this? Is this? I don't know how long ago this was or anything. There's no date. Have you watched Who Killed Jonathan David Clark, California on YouTube? Who was that? That was me, right? I made the video called that, right? I have. I'm in the middle of it now. It's informative and sad. I'm an hour into it, and I can't believe what I've seen and heard. I heard it all and ran out of my trailer. So was he in that trailer that's in the video? I mean, look how crazy that is, right? Is he in that vehicle right there? How come I can't get that off the... Yeah, right there. Right there. So is he in that trailer? Are you out there, Sonia? Is that him in the trailer right there? I'm in the middle of it now. It's informative and sad. I am an hour in. Okay, so this way I already did. I tried CPR, but he didn't make it. Oh my goodness! Didn't you get any glimpse? Did you get any glimpse of the killer running or walking away? And what direction did he go? That's a good question. Ashley said towards the movie theaters. And then she said, like, hello? There must have been a long gap there. That's the direction she told me, and I looked. There wasn't a soul in sight. I then turned my attention to David. Ashley was on the phone with dispatch, and I interrupted their conversation. I looked at David struggling to hold on to life, and he took his last breath as Ashley paused and said she had to do something. She went to the trunk, fumbles around, and closes the trunk, comes back up to join me and gets down on the ground and closes his eyes and says, or something like, I can't, well, hold on. What is that I can't read that word. And something, closes his eyes and says, "Oh, David, stay awake, stay with us." I said the same things and prayed over him. He died. Officers arrived and turned early into Windscape. I got up and ran towards them, waving and jumping and yelling to follow me. I had turned David over into his back, and his blood got all over me. I began CPR. It was too late. Officers took over and shooed me away. I know from the video that the killer ran towards Walmart. From the video. Well, that's what I was thinking. Okay, so he's watching my video, because, yeah, in this video, it looks like the person runs to the right, right? So when you go out here, that means the camera's right there underneath this building, filming out this way, and right would be this direction. And I think the Walmart is, if I remember right, is right down, I think it's like over here somewhere. Let's see. Let me type it in. Yeah, it's right there. See? So there's Walmart. So that means, based on my video, he thinks the person ran that way. But what's interesting is you hear footprints running and running and running. But then there's this other person that comes around in between and walks the other direction. It makes you wonder if there was two people there, or is there some other movements that either the guy, the person's moving away from the scene, though, all right? They're moving away from the scene. So who is that person? It's crazy. It sounds like she yells at Joseph to stop shooting in the video. Well, there is Joseph. See, he thinks she says Joseph too. But a lot of people think she's saying stop it. Let's see. I had turned David over on his back and his blood all over me. I began CPR. I know from the video the killer ran towards Walmart. It sounds like she yells at Joseph to stop shooting in the video on YouTube. But see, it's either Joseph, Jacob, or stop it. Right? What's crazy is she knew about my truck and trailer being robbed on 2 separate occasions in the 2 weeks prior. I don't know her. I don't know how she could know that at all. The one attempt was a skinny guy in a hoodie jiggled my door handle and kept walking. Next was me catching him and the passenger passenger front window between the door and mirror trying to break in. I gave chase on that attempt, but nothing on the other more than sticking my head out of the bedroom window and observing the same skinny male dressed in dark colors and a hoodie. She, Ashley, went to her ex the very next day. Went to her ex. Oh, yeah, the ex-boyfriend. How do you know that? How do you know that she went to her ex-boyfriend the very next day? How does he know that? Are you out there, Sonia? How does he know that she went to her ex the very next day? It wouldn't be shocking. She wants like comfort. 22 years old, but at the same time, it's a little weird. Anybody? And right now, you guys, we're about 49% of a daily goal. So if you're out there and want to help support the channel, as I'm saying again, that would be very appreciative. Thank you very much. She, Ashley, went to her ex the very next day. I'm not sure how he would know that himself. Well, the thing is, here's how you could look at it. Her ex-boyfriend's dad is a police officer, and he's the one that wheeled his body into the coroner van. So he would then know, oh my God, Ashley's boyfriend died and maybe told his son, hey, he got, Ashley's boyfriend was shot, and maybe that's when he got contacted, and then he contacted Ashley, and who knows. Yeah, Timothy, that's her name, Timothy. Why do you type that in? I don't get it. Well, she did. She already admitted that they were just friends for a few months, and then they started dating again, and then she broke up with them. She already said that. We've already had that whole conversation. She's only 21 years old. I remember, again, after my brother died, how I felt, and I just wanted to party and change my, do something that changed how my brain was thinking. All right. Hey, look at that. That's this account trying for a freak wave. I haven't been put in jail for so long that it's just, I've been so great. And did you know the name of her ex? Let's see. How did you know she went to her ex the next day? And did you know the name of her ex? The YouTube statement is the only one that recorded her statement. What? I don't get it. Which states that she went to Santa Ynez, and no, I don't know the name of her ex. The only thing I can speak on is that it appears she pointed me in the wrong direction. I'm saddened by the whole experience. I want to believe she doesn't know or had anything to do with his death. Here's the thing. I think there's two people, though, because you hear the clumping of feet running away, right? So that other one that walks by to the right is later. I know. I saw it. I just read it. Hey, thank you, Jennifer Card. Okay. Tell me what it is. I think you told me once before. Is it Cardillo or Cardio? Just help me out one time and I'll remember the next time. I didn't see your reply the last time when you said that. It says, the only thing I can speak of is that it appears she pointed me in the wrong direction. I'm saddened by the whole experience. I want to believe she doesn't know or had anything to do with the death. I didn't tell police. She went to her trunk while David was dying. Just you. Not sure if it was the next day, but allegedly it was really soon after his death. Well, see, it's just sort of allegedly. First he said it was the next day, and now it's allegedly, well, it was soon after, and she even admits that it was kind of soon after that they became friends again, she said. Allegedly, it was really soon after his death that she was with her ex. I can't speak on that as it's anything I witnessed firsthand. Congratulations on your new addition to the family. You just have you just had a kid or something, or what's going on, Sonia? Thanks, Ginger Keys. Okay, but the correct way is like armadillo. Okay, so Cardillo. I mean, I think the correct way literally is cardio, right? I mean, like if you were going to try to be Spanish about it. But I'm going to start saying Cardillo. I don't know, Gina, if I skipped something or not. Oh, yeah, let me go back up to there. Thanks. Up here it said, no glimpse. I pointed in the wrong direction. I was pointed in the wrong direction. Exact words were, after I asked if anyone needed help, were, yeah, someone shot my husband. I ran to her and poked around the front of the car, and said, who did this? Wait, isn't that kind of what is that? That's him then, isn't it? Isn't that in the video? Hold on. What car was he poking around the front of? This one? It wouldn't have been. See, some people think somebody's saying, "Hey, what happened right there?" So he's there so fast, though. It's amazing. Well, that's sort of interesting. I didn't really notice that the first time, but watch this. So now, see how this light's coming around here? See this? That's that light coming around. Then it goes in front of the brake light. Now watch this. Then it goes around. It goes to the right, crosses that next light, then the next light. You can see movement there. Then watch how it crosses the headlight in a second. See the headlight in the lower right there? Watch. Okay, there it is. Watch. It's going to the right. Now watch this, though. Watch this. You can't see it because he's covering it at that point. He's standing there. Now watch this. He goes the other direction. Watch. One. Notice how you see more light as it's going that way because he's going back. I didn't notice that the last time. Now look at even more, and then look at this. There's movement right here. There's a little bit of movement right there. Does it cross that light again? Oh, see then. Oh God, let me get to that. Hold on a second. That's pretty interesting right there. Ha ha ha. You guys see that or what? This is like old school crap that we got to. God, how do I get this? All right, let's look at that again. Here we go. I'm going to start right back when you see the going around. Okay, so check it out again. I'm going to zoom in. Let me make it bigger for all you guys. And I'll switch over to this screen. All right. Now watch right there. See that sort of dimmer orange light above the brake lights? These are the brake lights right here. That's a person right there being lit up, part of their body. Watch it again, everybody. Let's see it. Ah, Jesus. Just go back and read it. Okay, here we go. We're going around, passes the brake lights. Right there, right? Now watch how it crosses and passes the other lights sequentially. Look at the lights on the ground there, sequentially. Ding, ding, ding. I went back a little bit there. Now watch, it'll go past the headlights at the front. See how it's coming from the left, passing the headlights. See how it goes left, and then it's completely gone, right? This person is standing at that headlight. They're actually standing right there. You know how you know that? Because watch this. It stays dark. I didn't even really think about this. See how it stayed dark? Now watch this. They go back the other way because watch how the light, a little bit of the light appears. Now watch this. More of the light appears. That means they're going the other direction. And more light appeared there. And now look at this. Let's see what happens. Now watch those same smaller lights down there. Look you can see something moving. They're sort of like, oh, God, if we just had more of that footage. God, that's brutal. But it's just, there's something moving that was right there when it ran out. Unfortunately, we don't have all of it. So somebody went to that light and was heading back. And now let's read what this guy said here, because it sounded kind of similar to that. He said, I'm saddened by the whole thing. What did he say up there? Skinny guy in a hooded. I had turned David over. It sounds like she yells at Joseph to stop shooting in the video. What's crazy is she knew about the truck. And okay, we already knew about that. And then it was, I'm at niece's play. The YouTube statement. The only thing I can speak of on is that it appears she pointed me in the wrong direction. It saddened my whole experience. I want to believe she doesn't know or had anything to do with it, his death. I didn't tell police. I went through her trunk while David was dying. Just you. So he didn't tell police that she went through her trunk while David was dying. Not sure if it was the next day, but allegedly it was really soon after his death when she saw her ex-boyfriend again. That she went to her ex. I can't speak on that. It isn't anything I witnessed firsthand, so he doesn't know. Congratulations on your new addition to the family. So, what did you say about that? Do you have a child? I mean, a new child, Sonia, or like a? I mean, what is that? I guess I missed what you said up above because I skipped over to. Okay, yeah, thank you. I feel so bad I wasn't able to do anything, but I did pray with him as he passed. All right, let me read some of this up here again. That's the direction she told me I looked. There wasn't a soul in the sight. I then turned my attention to David. Ashley was on the phone with dispatch, and I interrupted their conversation. I looked at David, struggling to hold on to life, and he took his last breath as Ashley paused and said she had to do something. She went to the trunk, fumbles around, and closed the trunk. She comes back to join me and gets down on the ground and closes his eyes and says, "Oh, David, stay awake. Stay with us." I said the same thing and prayed over him. He died. Officers arrived and turned early into Windscape. I got up and ran towards them, waving and jumping and yelling to follow me. I turned David over onto his back, and his blood got all over me. I began CPR. It was too late. Officers took over and shooed me away. I know from the video that the killer ran towards Walmart. That's the opposite direction. He's talking about my video because I see something, but now I see them turning around and coming back. So I think there's some other movement there. It sounds like she yells at Joseph to stop shooting in the video on YouTube. What's crazy is she knew about my truck and trailer being robbed on 2 separate occasions. Well, how do we know that? Like, did she have a conversation about you? Like, hey, I'd like to have known more about that. The other attempt was a skinny guy in a hoodie jiggled by my door handle and kept waking. Next was me catching him at the passenger front window between the door and mirror, trying to break in. I gave chase on that attempt, but nothing on the other, more than sticking my head out the bedroom. Let me just keep going. No glimpse. I was pointed in the wrong direction. Exact words were, after I asked if anyone needed help, were, yeah, someone shot my husband. I ran to her and poked around. Okay, so look at, I ran to her and poked around the front of the car and said, "Who did this?" She said, "I don't know. Someone." So what? Whose car is that? Sonia, do you know what car that was? Well, she started seeing him again. Like she became friends with the ex. Then about a few months after that, they started dating again, and then she broke up with him again because he was the same person. But you got to admit, like, she's 21 years old, right? Now, that's exactly, however, what an ex-boyfriend would have wanted out of it. Maybe you can get those answers from him. Like, what car was he in front of? That's kind of really important stuff. Well, if he's in front of Ashley's car, then that might be him moving around on the camera right there. The only problem is in this case, you guys, is for 8 months, they've all thought it was this other person with the same first name. And then during our investigation, talking to Ashley, she came up with a different last name of her boyfriend, but had the same first name. So the person that everybody thought was the person wasn't the one. But it's interesting. The the one that everybody was looking into does look like the person on the stalker surveillance footage. So is that person? And also, it sounds like David actually mentioned that guy's name. So it could be that. So David mentioned in his thing a guy named Caesar, and Caesar is likely friends with a guy named Bryce with a different name, who suddenly has removed his one of his accounts and changed the name on it. But so there's a guy named Bryce who might be friends with Caesar, and I think Zozo came up with the theory. I think it makes sense that he thought. Let's see. So David knew Caesar from where he worked, and he's friends with a guy named Bryce. He looked up that Bryce, and it turns out that it's a guy named Bryce, but he assumed that Bryce was his ex-girlfriend's Bryce. You see? But his name is Bryce too. His ex-girlfriend's, his wife's ex-boyfriend's name is Bryce. Okay, and he thought this other Bryce was that person, and he's on to the right stalker. However, it's not the ex-boyfriend of her, Ashley. Does that make sense, everybody? So Ashley has an ex-boyfriend named Bryce. And everybody thought the last name of the ex-boyfriend was something different because David thought that a Bryce that was friends with a guy named Caesar was actually the ex-boyfriend of Ashley. God, I couldn't have said that better that time. Can I get a boom? And we're still going to need to get some support for the channel tonight as we're only at 60% yet again. Okay, let's go down here. Did you notice any blood on Ashley's clothing? Did you see 3 boys arrive and leave before cops arrived? Ashley said she ran to flag down cops, and you said you did. Is it possible you both did? Was she actually on the 911 call when you arrived or made a call after? Did the police formally... here's the thing. From Ashley's point of view, when something that traumatic happens to you, your memory of stuff is just out the window. It doesn't... Like she said, yeah, some of the stuff he's saying could be true. Maybe I did go to my trunk. I actually asked her about it in an email, and she said, yeah, maybe I'm not disputing that I went to my trunk. I just don't remember doing it. Right? So, answer to number 1, no. Did you notice any blood on Ashley's clothing? 2, no, which was, did you see 3 boys arrive and leave before cops arrived? Hispanic young males dressed in matching black hoodies arrived the same night the cops arrived, and an officer sat them down on the curb between my truck and trailer in front of me. 3, if Ashley ran to flag down police, she was behind me, and I didn't notice her doing that. It is possible. I didn't notice. I believe it was I running and jumping down the street, and finally a black unmarked Ford Explorer and a regular police Explorer came through. Officers began making a barrier immediately, and the officer who was in uniform took over. Be it he was trying to say David, but he wasn't too kind. She was on the 911 call when I approached. A detective came to our trailer and asked what happened. He asked if Ashley shot him. I said I didn't see the shooting. I just heard what sounded like 2 long shots. The detective came and asked what happened. He asked if Ashley shot him. I said I didn't see the shooting. I just heard what sounded like 2 long shots. I was in and out of my trailer, and I could see why they might think that right at the beginning, but I just absolutely don't believe at all that Ashley shot him. Come on. That's crazy. There was somebody running away. You heard it. You heard, her going, saying stuff and talking to him. She didn't say anything like "you psycho," like he wouldn't be saying that. They were unloading groceries. Mm-hmm. I was in and out of the trailer and my in-laws' apartment. I went to bed around 1:30 a.m. I noticed Ashley around midnight, and she was walking with a tall, skinny, older man, blonde or gray hair. I asked how she was, and the man was very rude to me, saying, "Leave her alone. Her husband just had passed." Something about, and I said I was so sorry or something. She was quiet, walking around the complex, and yes, I did notice her chain smoking. I was awakened at 3:45. Let's see, is that up there too? Have you ever seen the creepy L stalker? Did you notice that Ashley was doing during the 5 hours at the crime scene? Did the police formally interview you on the night? What was Ashley doing when you were doing that? When you're doing CPR? Was it mouth to mouth? Okay. I was awakened at 3:45 by a plainclothes detective and interviewed. I already included the details of the interview above. There was a second man helping me make the decision to perform CPR on him. We decided to roll him over. Okay, so he didn't mention that earlier. So when he got back from waving the cops down, he rolled him over in his back, and that's when I noticed a gunshot wound near his heart. Moments later, the ambulance, fire trucks, and police started to arrive. I stopped CPR and began to run and flagged them down. Ashley was walking away when we were doing CPR. For a second or two, it was just one other civilian guy and me. We looked at each other and turned David over on his back. If I think of anything else, I will send it to you. Feel free to ask any questions. I'm not sure if you would know the answer, but do you know if cops did any type of gunpowder residue? No, I don't know that. And Ashley said the same thing. I tripped out when Ashley put her hands in her pockets, stopped in the middle of helping David, and the 911 call went to her trunk. Okay. Helping David and the 911 call went to her trunk, fumbled around, and then shut the trunk of her car and returned to David and the 911 call. Let's see. Yes, that. I don't know what that could have been. She leaves that out. Well, she doesn't remember that. She doesn't deny doing it, though. Yeah, I was thinking that too, Zozo. Was she just looking for the phone? Because remember that? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? But I mean, this is all later. None of this is captured. I mean, this is. She had to hide or get rid of something. Well, you don't know that. You don't know if she was hiding or getting rid of something. She didn't even deny that she did it. She just doesn't remember it. Well, what are your questions, Mag? I'll answer some of them. I don't know. It needs to be found out. It was gone in the morning, and I assumed it had been taken into police custody. The car. She said her car, Ashley said that their car was never taken by police. It was a different vehicle. She said, I believe she wrecked the car the same week. Yeah, she did mention that she drank a lot, got in an accident, and was in the hospital. Yes, that's what she said. So if they impounded, I wondered if they would have given it back to her soon. So it doesn't sound like they impounded her car, though. So why would they take the other car? I mean, I don't really understand. I don't get that part, No, they called 911, Mag. Yeah. There's a 911 call. She says she was overwhelmed and had to take a break from the 911 call. See that? They're actually on the call. She couldn't figure out that the operator was trying to say, and out of confusion, put the phone down. I mean, I think you're just in shock, And over here it says, but she frantically fumbled around in the trunk and slammed it and returned to dying Jonathan. One possibility, she could have been stashing drugs. Okay, well, maybe. Yeah, I mean, there's all kinds of possibilities. That's possible. Does she have a history of use? How about David? Does he? Yeah, she smokes pot and stuff like that. Oh, that was it? Okay. Yeah. I mean, sure. That does make, I mean, that's not a bad theory. That maybe she had something in her pockets that she knew the cops would try to find later, so she took him out of her pocket, some joints, and threw them into the trunk. but you would hope, you're thinking to yourself, well, why is that something you're even thinking about when somebody's dying, right? So I don't know. But man, that's so crazy. I wish this video was longer. Is there anybody out there that has a longer version of this video? Anybody? I want the full freaking video here. Like the original video, and however long it is. This thing sat here and recorded stuff for a long time, and all we get is this little segment. Why is every case like this? Why don't we get 15 minutes and we can look at it? Instead, it's like, well, it just cuts out right when, you needed another 10 seconds on this thing. Yeah, she could have been looking for anything in there. Yeah, maybe she was. Yeah, maybe some kind of something to wipe him up or something. Yeah. So, anyways, that was good. Good stuff there, Sonia. Maybe you can ask him some follow-up questions, though. Try to get more, dialed down. Like, what car was he standing in front of? Because, man, right there, look at that. Somebody's just... I don't know if you can see this or not, but watch. See, right here on that the light that's right here in the corner, that means I'm going to the right. That means it's forward in time. You can see the person's going back this direction. And then you can see right around in here, there's a little bit of motion right before it's about right there. Look at it. And it's going in that same direction. And then they sort of stop right there. They're standing like right in this area. It's so crazy. Hell, maybe that's her. Maybe it's Ashley there moving around. After the guy runs away, she's just like, what the hell's going on? And walks over here and then heads back. Don't know. Maybe that's actually Ashley that is right here. Watch this part. So Ashley's right. Maybe this is Ashley who's right there going, God, what the hell's going on? And then let me see if that matches. Hold on, I'm going to turn up the audio again, everybody. Here we go. Oh, yeah. Wow, that kind of makes sense. Where's your phone? And she's like running around, right? Maybe she's running up to the front of the car right here. Where's your phone? Look at. See, watch. And look at and look at, she's running over here to look for the phone, right? And then turns around and comes back, but we get that part cut out. I think that's exactly what that is. I think that the killer ran the other direction. You heard the footsteps. This matches her looking for the phone. Can I get a boom? Come on, that is exactly what that is. Hey, thanks, Wendy Van Roekel. Come on. Look at how this absolutely makes sense now. There's a shooting, and she's like, where's your phone? And she's running around looking for it. And she even drives, guess what, everybody? She runs around to the passenger side because that's where he was. Okay? And it's probably looking through the window or something. Watch this. So let me go back a little bit. That's when she's standing over there first. I'll just start right here, but watch. I'll use my mouse and point to where she is. Watch. That's her right there. Right. And right now she's walking back towards him and going, where's your phone? Yeah. And the killer goes to the left. Yeah, the killer goes to the left. That's what she said, and it matches exactly what's going on here, because this isn't the killer right here. We know that now because they turn around and come back this way, and there's already somebody showing up. Well, how do we know where his phone was left? I'm not suspicious of Ashley whatsoever as being the killer, this is just like, he's like, where's your phone? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? And she's right here. Let me zoom in again. And thanks up there to Wendy Van Rokel. If the rest of you guys could help out a little tonight, we can reach that goal again, everybody. Can we possibly do it? Thank you. But look at right here. Ashley is back behind the car. And right here, she's like, that's where the shooting happened, in between the cars. The angle here, she's right there, and she's like looking for his phone. And she runs around. She goes in front of the brake light, heading towards where David was sitting in the car, the driver's passenger side. And then look out right here, the headlight, passes the headlight. And she's like looking around, like, where's your phone? Where's your phone? And then goes back. See, right now she's coming back this way. And I think that's her voice still saying, hey, where's your phone? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? She's looking for it. But it's like she doesn't want to see what just happened and be right there, right that second. You want to listen to that part again right here? Here we go. Watch.
Where's your phone? Where's your phone?
She's running. Where's your phone? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? Where's your phone? And she's right over there yelling, somebody call help, and then she turns around, she's yelling right here. So the crazy part is right here, she's standing right in front of the headlight right there. See that? That's why you can't see it. She's standing there. And if you go forward, so if I go back, let me count the frames here. So right here, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 7, 28, 29, 30. That's 1 second already. 31, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So like a 1.1 and a quarter second or so. She's standing still and then goes back the other direction. And we just don't get to see it because this light right here, I bet you that darkness would go over this light because she went back to where he was. All right. Oh, yeah? Okay. Well, since we're not going to reach the goal tonight, I'll just give 5 memberships out to people. It's unreal. Yet again, everybody, yet again. All right, let me try to do it. I'll be a martyr. Yeah. So right now I'm down, like when I started the show, I'm down 7 subs already. Because Gray, he didn't say what I wanted him to say. What a bastard. Yeah. Yep, there we go, everybody. Stick up for what's right, and you get creamed. Yep. Okay, if you guys don't want to help support the channel tonight, how about get memberships for other people? All right, maybe that'll work. I'm going to do 5 right here. All right, there we go. I don't see the who got them or not. Yeah, I'm a martyr. I mean, I'm just like, oh, here you go. Forget it, man. We're not reaching the goal tonight, but there you go. I'll pretend by my own support that it looks like we got there. Let's see. I think truth is always in the minority. So weird too, because you go watch like these new channels that are out there, like even Vinny's, people just sending in super chats every 2 seconds with comments and everything. And we're the only channel that actually gives something away. And here we are, it's crazy. Even our own moderators give money to those channels, but not here. Isn't that wild? Yeah, it's strange. Maybe they're angling to become a moderator over there. Wait, what? Is that a real number there? Is that even exists? 50 Grey Hughes investigates memberships? What the hell? Well, thanks, Les Clark. I mean, is that going to work on here? Hold on. Let's see. Hold on a second. Wow. Okay, so I don't even know if I can read these. There's so many of them. Hold on. I don't think anybody's ever done that before. I've seen 20 or something, but man, that's great. Okay, hold on a second. Let me read these. Thank you so much. 50 memberships. That's just that's crazy. All right, hold on. Okay, so I gifted 5. Okay, so 7 Beauties, Sweet Caroline. I already thought you were a member though. Brad Story, Cindy, and Youper Girl. No, not Brad Story. She already was one. Youper Girl, and then French Fry. Then Sonia gifted a membership, and that went to let's see, Critter Lover Jesse, right? Then Les Clark gifted 50. I don't even know if there's enough people to. Let's see if this works. Okay, KK Nichols, Jan, Cheradubi. I thought you already were one. JB. Thought you already knew or one. Tech Molt 1. Noma Beats. I think that's somebody that doesn't even like me. Yeah, and then Progressive Girl. So we're getting. I think some of our trolls are going to get some of these. Christy. Christy, YY, then Lone Pony, Ear Sinner, Lee Baker, Cheryl Locke, Kimberly Lusk, Bobby Swain, Susan Gander, Rick Asbridge, Crime Central Show, Tina C, Michigan Girl, Katie Baby, Midwest Mama, Texas Ranger, Rachel Courtney, Tech Death Hippie. I remember that name. Doesn't it seem like there's a lot of trolls that are getting some of these? Anthony Galvez, Aunt Edna, Carrie Moody. Hey, moderators, make sure to check out some of those up there. Alicia Gelagos, Reticent Robin, Tierney Loberg, Laura Lee 5, Raspberry Dazzle, the 80 Sitter, Rob Roach. Where am I now? Man, I lost where I was. It went so far down there. It was. Man, where'd it go? There was so many of them. Oh, Rob Roach, then Sonia Grasky, Stormy Skies, Dear Aunt Dana, Three Boys Mom. I thought Three Boys Mom didn't like me. Olga P. King, Peggy Rowland. Let's see. Georgie Argy, Rebecca Medley, Michelle Hochter, Snarky Mama, Laura Sims, Geek Mom 2, Rosie Girl. So the people don't even have to be on your show, do they? Like watch it. Be like as we're watching. Man, it's cool. You know what this is doing is it's giving you all the names of the trolls. You know, like they're hiding in the background and they want, we're gonna get the free membership, and then we can be more of a troll and take memberships from people. But then their names pop up on the screen. It's weird, isn't it? Rosie Girl, Debishi, Cherokee Girl 147, Wendy Woo, and I think that's it. There we go. Well, man, thank you so much for that one. All of you guys. Appreciate it. Les Clark. Are you Aussie? Has there been any info on who was helping Jeff on the scene? I don't know who the other person was, no. That'd be a good thing to get, though, right? get that name too. Anyway, thank you guys there for your support. Appreciate it. It's been a little strange lately. Yeah, well, it's actually five. It's like 5 times 50, so it'd be $250 American dollars to buy 50 memberships like that. So it's more. It's not $349. It's yeah. The new memberships are higher level than mine. Yeah, I think you become an Oogla Boogla freak because you have to pay 5 for them. But that was cool. So, what else? What other questions do you guys have here? Mag, you got any more? I did a show where she wrote up this long thing, and I went over the. Ashley wrote like this really long, and I turned it into like an MP3 file, and you can listen to it on one of the episodes that I did. You still out there, Les Clark? Well, thank you. If you put GIFs on, it automatically opens it up for any channel you sub to. Really? I feel like somebody should have to be watching to get one, and then it keeps them until somebody else is watching. Hey, look at that! It's Circa Then. Haven't seen you in a long time. Oh, I was just asking if you had any more questions, Mag. It's a pretty interesting case. It's just I need, if I had the original video here, I could do more with it. Is there any chance out there? Is anybody here one of the family members still? Is there any chance of getting the original? I mean, how did you get this video here? And if you know, is there the original video out there that's longer? Because obviously this thing kept recording here. Well, I can send you the MP3 file if you want, Mag. It's basically her text to speech. It's not her voice. It's just a female voice that's like using a reader program. Well, just click on one of the gifts already given out, Golden Girl, and I think you can make yourself available for it. Nope, nobody's been arrested. Nothing. It's been 8 months. Absolutely nothing. I don't know if Desiree's still here. Are you here, Desiree? It was just so crazy. You had the stalkers. The neighbor across the way moved out because it was so freaking scary for them, and then he gets shot. Oh yeah. Well, is there any chance of getting the original video of this? Like, where did it come from? The sample that you guys have. Did somebody just record a screen, or did you get the original and you cut it up a little bit? I think that'd be really useful to have the original video. I don't know how long it goes for, but the original video, I think that would be absolutely very important for what we're trying to do here. Right. So when you get your gifted memberships, you guys, when it runs out, you can stay a member, but you can even select the lowest one, which is $1.99 a month. I think most people, can afford a Snickers bar a month, right? I can't, don't make it seem like, see how mean Gray is? It's true, right? I mean, people can scrounge up $1.99. All right. So if you're a member, that would really help support the channel over the long period of time. It'd be great. I want to get to a point where I don't even have to have super. Wouldn't it be great to have like 10,000 members? And then you're just like, okay, that's fine. We don't even need to worry about super chats, I got the original and no time was cut off of the video. Okay, so the one I have is the original, Desiree? Is that what you're saying? Because there has to be more video to something. And when you say original, what can you explain what you mean by that? Or do you have a different version than what we're looking at right here? Yeah, but then it would have kept recording again. Okay, they didn't give you the whole thing then. They just gave you the audio portion of when they pulled in, and they didn't give you the original either. They gave you they took the original video. They cut out who gave it to? Was it law enforcement or? Because somebody had the original. They edited out the segment of the car pulling up and the shooting and the audio of the shooting, and they exported that out and gave it to you. So somebody else has the longer clip that continues to record even after that. Yeah, that'd be great to ask about that. But I would assume law enforcement gave you that, correct? I think if I had the original video straight off the camera, there's something in there because then there is, how I'm lightening and brightening this up and you can see in the background, there's way more information in the original, way more. And you can lighten it up and it'll be clear. There wouldn't be as pixelated as we're seeing. Maybe they can't see what's in the video because it was. We know, Wendy. We know, Wendy. I just want to do what I want to do with it, though. Maybe they can't see what's in the video because it's right. I know. But I know what I'm doing. You see how I'm already come up with stuff with the. What do you mean, just Messenger? Oh, check message. Oh, okay. 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 Yeah, you can definitely do. If you have the original, the key here is the lights that are going on and off. You can tell who is who. At first, it's David walking by, and then I think the next time it's Ashley looking for the phone. The killer runs off in the other direction, and I just think with the original video, you can do more with it. I don't know. Okay. All right. I'm communicating with Desiree off to the side there. All right. You always want to have the original video because when somebody records a video or exports a video off the screen, it then loses what it originally stored in the original footage. It's like if you take a photo using a digital camera, and then let's say you then have a screen and then somebody just does a screen capture of that, you've lost all of the extra information that was in there. If you hit like, the contrast and try to change it up, not all of it, but it's nowhere near the original. So there you go. So man, this one's crazy. This one feels like it's solvable if you get enough people pressuring. I think there's good information out there. There's two different Bryces. One's the ex-boyfriend. One seems to be a friend of somebody else that David knew. And maybe David then conflated that Bryce as being the ex-boyfriend of Ashley. And yet, then it makes it possible that that other Bryce, who looks exactly like the person in the stalker videos, could very well be the stalker. But then it's like, how do you link him to being the shooter? You would think the shooter and the stalker are one and the same, wouldn't you? Yeah. Yeah. What's that face, Sosa? Oh, that was way up there. I got an alert. Well, thank you, Lillian, up there, and Lanky Tor. All right. On PayPal there. Well, that was very kind of you guys tonight. Appreciate that. Possibly, or someone wants to think the shooter and the stock. Okay, that's getting conspiratorial there, sweet one. I mean, that's. You know what's weird about StreamYard? You guys, look at this. I don't know if you can see this, but watch. You see how, like, this account put the dollar in there and it makes it red? Well, when you're using just YouTube, the red is 100. So when it pops up, I'm like, yeah, like, oh, it's not the same. But anyways, thanks, this account. Like in YouTube, it's blue, right? When it puts it into StreamYards, it's red the way the hundreds look like. That's pretty funny, right? I'm 44 years old. Oh, that's hilarious. It almost sort of looks like it at first, too, when you put it like it's a dollar. Let's see. Friendly reminder: all your generous donations go towards a worthy cause. So, yeah. Well, my channel, and here's what I try to do every month, you guys, is I try to donate 33% of the entire gross income. Right. That means like before I even pay taxes. So I think that's pretty good. Like that's like a ridiculous percentage. So, 50% of the net's about the same thing ish, Let's see, how long? Yeah. Wait, who won the I gotta go check this out. Hold on. I think it's hilarious. I hope in some way, oh yeah, Phoenix lost. Ah, jeez. Oh, they got swept. That's amazing. Jesus. What a joke. Well, that's what you get, Nurkic and Lillard, for bailing. Got your asses handed to you the second you get out of here. Yeah, and we give a lot. It's like every single month it's the same thing. Right. And I'm not going to be doing the Karen Reed trial, so all of you guys are going to be watching something else. There's too many people doing that one too. I'm just not interested, I think it's an interesting case. But what do you guys want me to do? I mean, I could do updates like, hey, look at this. This is what happened today. Your S10 went up in flames. Your heart got shut up, so you want. What does that even mean, Shane? Like, can you type a better sentence, man? That's just garbage. Absolute garbage, Shane. Do something better than that. Look how mean Gray is to his subs. How about you type a better sentence, for God's sakes? Wow. I mean, I make spelling errors all the damn time, but, like I typed in Chris Proud Food on a thumbnail. I typed attic with a K at the end, CK. I'm typing shit so fast, I'm not even thinking. I just do it. Now let me go up and highlight some of these things up here. Sweet Caroline, 12 months. I think I missed the amazing 50 memberships. Hell no. I make mistakes, spelling errors all the damn time. On my SATs test, I did really good on the math side, but not too great on the English and that shit. Yeah, not great on that, Yeah, it's really weird, you guys? This is so weird how life goes in a full circle. Because when I was younger, like in, I think it was like freshman year in college, and then when I was in my freshman year in college, around that time, right, or even before that, I used to do these recordings of myself. Like I was a huge Portland Trail Blazers basketball fan, and a huge fan of and also Daryl Ani, who was the Oregon State Beaver announcer, and the Portland Trailblazers, Bill Schonely. And I used to imitate them all the time. Like after the Blazers won the world championship, I memorized this album. They put out an album, an actual record of the playoffs, and I memorized it. I'd be like, 198 Portland by 2. They got the ball 35 seconds to go. Calhoun on the inbound play. Give it to Bobby Gross right in front of us. Bobby takes a look. Hands back to Lionel Hollins. They're playing the clock down. 25, 24 seconds. They're working for a good shot, and hopefully go in. Hollins works the clock down to 9, 8. Around Robin Jones pick from the circle. He scores! Lionel Hollins. A perfect play. A pick and roll. I got them all, and I had it memorized. Right? Yeah, I just memorized the whole damn thing. And then and even hockey, the Portland Winterhawks, I just thought that was so awesome. I wanted to do that. But sometimes life takes you in a different direction. But then I used to do these things that was like Phil Hendrie, where I would take a tape recorder and I would just pretend that I was on a radio show. And I do the different voices too. I did this before Phil Hendrie was doing it. I'd be doing stuff like, well, everybody, today we've got a special guest on. His name is Chuck Singrell. He's been in the janitorial services for the last 27 years. Now, Chuck, what is it about the janitorial services that you seem to enjoy so much? And then I'd come back on and go, well, let me just tell you something. I've been doing this janitorial work for the last 15 years. And not only have I found all kinds of things in the sewage system, but things that are valuable as well. And, and I just do this whole stupid shit. Then I come back with a commercial break and then back with another guest. I used to do that all the time, right? I used to do that all the freaking time. I made full cassette tapes, and people would actually come up and go, Greg, can I listen to that one again? It was hilarious. So they bring it to their room and they're listening to it. I mean, it was wild. People would actually borrow the damn thing. And then, as life has it, then that's when all the, shit happens and you do other things. And then I start doing computer work and all this other crap. And then the computer work led me to do 3D animation, like Lanky Tor's about to mention, that got me into the Jodi Arias case. Then I got to do these trials. I got to do a trial in New York. And then it got me more into the true crime world. And then I came back, and now I have my own live show, which is like this insane, ridiculous full circle, isn't it? Isn't that weird? You got to admit, that is some crazy stuff right there. This is what I was supposed to be doing the whole damn time. Yeah. Hey, thanks, my little cutie. I sometimes get notifications that you're going live, but your videos have not been in my feed. Well, I haven't made many videos lately. Yeah, I haven't made it any for like this week. I didn't do very well in making videos. But like in 2017, I started doing the live shows where I'm speaking and just doing my thing, using the same humor and stuff that I used to use in some of those videos. I mean, they were funny, man. I remember, like in my fraternity, there's this guy that smoked way too much pot, and I had him being a wrestler in a wrestling contest, and how he went out on the stage and smoked a big bowl, but he was just, and this other guy came up, and it was just like it was funny, like the way it was presented, and but it's weird how then there's this huge gap, and then I make my way back into that world again. Isn't that strange? Anyways. Yeah. So it's been cool to sort of be able to do something I like to do. I don't like the the financial part of it, trying to bring in the funds every single night, I wish it was just more sort of automatic, like I didn't have to think about it or even discuss it, but fortunately, you have to, if you don't ask for something, you probably wouldn't get it. But you guys are always, making it so we make it to the goals. I mean, tonight the super chat number isn't high, but the gifted membership flew that out, and the PayPals have been very kind. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Yeah, Paul Revere. That's right. Oh yeah, I used to do that too, you guys. I used to do these things where I would sit there and go like this. And I'd record the whole track, and then I'd add another little piece and record it over that one, and then I'd do the rap part of it. And it sounded pretty sweet. It was like the real thing. Yeah. It was pretty cool. Yeah, here's a little story I got to tell about. Yeah, I used to do it all the time. Nah, but the cold cases don't flow at all anymore. This account. When I do cold cases now, oof, it's brutal, brutal. Everything's just different now. People want the quick. You guys have seen that, right? When I've tried to switch over from one of the cases to cold case where I'm reading out of the newspaper. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Miss the cold. Yeah, those are great. Yeah, I love the cold cases, but can't really do them anymore. Yep. Times have definitely changed on the YouTube streets, but you gotta adjust and move with the times. I do have this folder here for you guys. Look at this one. I've had this for a while. It's the Pascagoula UFO abduction. It was on Netflix, and I thought, let me go look that sucker up. And I thought it'd be cool to go through, how it was in the paper and see what we think about these two people that were abducted. Maybe we'll do that on like a Saturday night or something. But again, you guys, if we do it and we see it just dead as a doornail, yeah, probably won't continue doing it. You know how it goes. Yeah. Oh well. What case flows the best? Just current cases that are popular. Those flow the best. Yeah. If you cover cases that are cold nowadays, people just go, yeah, 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 and they just zip away because there's these big cases and they know them. And they want to just go listen to that really quick and not have to spend any sort of mental capital on something new. Well, hey, Lanky Tor, what? It's always better for you really late in the evenings. I noticed because you either come right at the end of the show, or you're not really here before that, right? Like usually around 10 o'clock or something. Hey, by the way, let me play some of that crazy ooh la la music, and I got to go give Blue his medicine. I guess we're not there right now.
Ooh la la, 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 ooh la la. Yeah, yeah, have it to me now.
All right. Well, there you go, everybody. All right. So let me see what's going on there. Shit. All right. You could throw a short cold case in at the end. Maybe, I don't know. It's like, see, the problem is that we do a show and just really struggle to get to near the goal, and then you switch over to a cold case, and then the chances are like almost zero at that point. Yeah. I was in recovery when I met Nancy for several years. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Jesus. You guys are all over the place. Yet again. Let's see. For anyone new, you should check out Gray Hughes Jody Arias. I actually removed some of those videos. You know what's crazy? I had a video that had like 600,000 views, but it wasn't monetized by YouTube. I mean, that would have been a multi-$1,000 video, and they didn't do it. It's crazy. I don't know which one that is, 80. When you have to listen to Okinawa's song. I guess so. Put what up again? This account? I don't know what you're talking about. Nah, I don't know. Well, if you guys promise to support the channel when we do a cold case, that'd be great. But we've been seeing it lately. I've done like experiments where I do the one where I'm reading something and it just dies like a. It used to be, it didn't matter what we did on here. We just did whatever we wanted to do and it was fine, but it isn't like that anymore. Okay? It isn't like that anymore. Everybody wants the really popular, whatever's big, which kind of sucks, you know? That one's still trying to be worked on, Wendy. The awning. Still trying to be worked on. Mm-hmm. Well, thanks, Lanky Tor. I'm sure there's other people out there that bring up the facts. But it's hard for me to be one of those middle of the road. Like when you're doing a case and you're looking at it, there's some cases you don't know, so you can be that way. But some of them, it's really kind of clear. And it's weird to be somebody that's like trying to walk on the edge of the fence between the two just to try to keep everybody happy. Like the Karen Reed case is one of those polarizing ones. Absolutely polarizing. People think that she killed him, and then there's people that think it's a cover-up by the police department because he was killed by a police officer whose house he was at, which in this case isn't really outlandish based on some of the information that's out there. So it's not really outlandish at all. And I would think, and also the damage to the vehicle was not enough for, I looked at it going, what the hell? All that, and he killed somebody? And then his injuries don't really match what you'd think a car would. It just, things don't add up in that one very well. It's not a neat package. And so, and the FBI was even like, hey, yeah, well, there's some information that came out, and that might be good for this side or that side. And then you got wackos, running around, the boots on the ground live streamers screaming and yelling, chasing people around with phones to try to get more popular. Except he's on the side that, he's actually anti Karen Reed, like she's a killer. What do you think about being a cop killer? And man, he might lose a few subs over that one, right? Because his people generally are wackos who believe in the conspiracy side of everything. Yeah. Did he really? Nicky Zibs? I would think he would have, because they're all conspiracy nutters. So they were like, "Oh my God, how dare you!" Yeah. Let me do an imitation. Hold on. Hey, hold on. Hold on. Oh shit! Every freaking thumbnail pointing at some crap with a head. Oh my God! Well, I can't even do it. It's like it's so hard, you know. That's right. That's right. That was perfect, wasn't it? Don't ever do that again. No, it's right. Right? You got to turn your head sideways and be like, "Oh God." The Hart family and the idiot who made heels. I mean, feet on the ground. I don't remember that one. I have an opinion, but I want to see what brought up in trial. What's your opinion, Kathy? I don't even like if you have whatever your opinion is. I wouldn't even comment like, "Oh man, you're crazy." I mean, this is one that you probably do have to watch the trial. I'm sure Cindy J went to sleep because she's got to get right up and know everything before everybody else. Oh, that guy's an absolute idiot, Wendy. Hope you don't ever watch that ever in your life. And then he has couple offshoot friends that have channels with the same conspiratorial nonsense. But boy, people love it, man. You just sit around and, you know. I don't know what she did. It's hard to tell because his injuries don't match at all, Zozo. Have you ever seen it? Yeah. I mean, they're just like so weird, the injuries. It could just, but here's the thing. I could actually buy that one, Zozo, that she backed into him while she was drunk. But they're charging her with like first degree murder, like homicide, like she just went and tried to do it. And who the hell knows, you know? Like, and then they show her when her car gets home and there's hardly any damage on it. They say, well, that's where it happened when she backed up and hit that thing. It's pretty weird. We covered it. We did a whole show of that on that one night. You should go back and watch that. I think it's a good way that'll be a good precursor for the Delphi case. You'll be able to see how wacky people get and how they spin what they heard to match their bias in the case. I think by the time that night was over, we all kind of understood the whole case and like where what it's about. I don't remember it very well right now because I haven't talked about it since that day. I was going to start looking at it, but then I went, forget it. You got 57 people doing it already, and why be one of those? Well, how about the one search that the lady at the house had that was, I don't think that was it, Zozo. That's not in there. Remember the one search where she looked up how long does it take to die of hypothermia or something before anybody even like called 911 or something? I mean, it was crazy. Yeah, how long does it take to die in the cold? Yeah. Collected blood. I mean, like there was blood in the snow in that one. Yeah, she might have been. I can't remember that part. Because maybe because she left and wanted, you know, he was still not home or something. Makes sense. Yeah, it's not really. It doesn't. It's not interesting to me because there's too many people. Just, I mean, I don't know. I'm definitely gonna have to see what the updates are and stuff like that. But. Yeah, that's right. I think it was the other lady. The lady that was at the one of the people that lives at the house. Can't remember the names, but seemed like she kept doing things on her phone and calling people and a little suspicious. Let's see. I think it was the driver's side rear. And that a lot of stuff doesn't make sense to me. Like, how did he hit her so hard in the head when it's low like that with so little damage to her vehicle, and then the scars look like these big, sort of scratchy looking things? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, I've kind of forgot myself. I think Mag likes to watch trials, and so she'll probably be watching it. Nikki Zubs will be watching it, so we'll and you know, so for that during that whole trial, I probably won't have the freaks that are really into that won't be over here as much. Like Cindy J likes trials. That's what they claim, but then the pathologist said it wasn't that. Well, cool. You'll be here? No way. That's weird then if she was 3 out of the passenger side. What? If she was out on the passenger side, well, when she's at her apartment, she backed up and people claim that she hits a car. I don't see it at all. I can see how she got close to it. I don't see any movement of anything. And even if it was, it's such little damage. Like, wouldn't you have to kill somebody with a car? You'd think there'd be massive damage. I don't know who that is in that one. Oh, that's okay. Yeah. It's all weird. It's all weird. The federal investigation on the accidental reenactment is interesting. Yeah, they did have that one. Mm-hmm. Like the FBI came in there, and what did they say in the federal investigation of the accident reenactment? What did they say? Yeah, Cindy J is fine. She just does. She likes to be first on everything, so oftentimes she's not here and she's watching something else. Yeah. Yes, that's one. This one tears me up. I mean, I could do maybe try to do some sort of. Oh, really? Well, thanks, Desiree. Well, hopefully there is. When you say after David's case, that makes it sound like we might get to a conclusion on that. We got to try to get that police report too, and we got to get the police back into it. Like, sort of after these things clear up here, maybe I'll talk to Vinny or something and say, look, you got about 20 minutes. Let me just show you this thing here. This thing is crazy. You got to see this. And I think the videos, and I think he might do something like that. It's a possibility that for a portion of the show, but you guys might have to come on and talk or something. Court TV might do something like that. I think it's absolutely possible. So we'll just have to see. He's really busy right now because he's at the Karen Reed trial, and also I wonder who's going to be doing it. Is he still going to be doing a show from over there? It's going to just be about Karen Reed for the 2 hours. Yeah. I think that's solvable. There's something in there somewhere. Yeah, we just talked about that. I was just looking at that a few weeks back. That he was on Daily Mail. Did a big piece on it. I forgot the name of the person though. You guys remember that he was a baseball player, and his dad ran him over, and the parent and the daughter came on my show. The mother and the daughter came on the show, and remember the truck rolled him over in a ditch. Yeah, that's right. That's it. Grant and Gracie Solomon. That's right. Nikki Zubs. That's it. I have a whole bunch of video from that one too. She sent me video where it's the underside of the vehicle and you see blood under there and everything. Mm-hmm. I watch the trials, but I don't get into all the drama that goes with them. Just the trials. Well, that makes sense. You just kind of watch and make up your own. But during this trial, there's going to be live stream after live stream going over it, and I mean it's going to be a struggle here because that's a really big case, and hope you guys stick around because man, this next month is about to start up after the end of this one, and that trial's going to be going on, and we got to get a good start to the month because I might be going to Delphi and need the channel income to help support me while I'm over there because it's just going to be, the trip's going to, probably be in the thousands and thousands of dollars, because it's 20 something days of trial, living in a hotel and flying back and forth in a rental car, so definitely going to have to, step it up a bit. Well, it's supposed to be on the 13th of May. However, I think that the defense has been angling and putting out information to help sell a possible delay, giving up their right to a speedy trial. And if that happens, it likely won't be a trial till next year. That's my opinion. As soon as they do that, they're just going to... Yeah, there's a lot of wackos out there, Mm-hmm. A lot of crazy people out there. Crazy people. Responded to the wooded area near Decker. Human bones. Texas Echo Search made the discovery. Is this the one that they were going to send me a while ago? Montgomery County Homicide and Violent Crimes detectives and crime scene investigators responded to the scene and conducted their investigation. It was determined that the remains were in fact human and were taken to the Montgomery County. So this is, I think, EquiSearch just sent me I think. No, that wasn't you. They were supposed to send me something, but they didn't send it. So not sure if this is the same one that they were going to send me about. The circumstances and manner of death are still under investigation. Let's see. Montgomery County Homicide and Violent Crimes detectives and crime scene investigators responded to the scene and conducted their investigation. It was determined that the remains were in fact human. and they were taken to the Montgomery County Forensic Center. Forensic pathologists were able to confirm through dental records that the found bones were that of missing Harris County woman Margaret K. Elena Turner. So I think this is the one where let me just check my emails here. Or maybe she sent me a text message. Let me check. Yeah. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. So Texas EquuSearch sent me a text message on the 25th and said updates for K. Alana Turner is the family's Facebook page. Very interesting story. What do you mean, Gray? Please know what? What are you talking about, Lillian? I have no idea what you're talking about. Gray, please know. What? What are you saying? Gray, ready what? What does that mean? What does that mean, everybody? I need help. I have peace knowing the price for my brother's death has already been paid for on the cross. And if not, that's cool. Desiree. No, please know the delay in Delphi. Okay, yeah, I think don't you think the way they're wording it, how they haven't had time to go through all the documents, it would almost be malpractice on their part to go to a trial with the stuff that they're stating, that they haven't had time because of delays and delays. It's stupid. I mean, I don't know, man. I'm not confident. I think this next week they're going to file for a delay, or like they're going to say, we're waiving his right to a speedy trial. We just didn't have the time, and it's the prosecution's fault. In March of 2023, Kay Elena was reported missing. Updates. Okay. So here is her story. Maybe this is an interesting one. Like they found the body, but maybe there's a great story behind it, you know? Let's see. Friend Rachel shared these words. It's been a week since I found out, and that's a day ago. And memory has permeated through every activity. Like, what's the story behind it? Okay, here's one from January. More than 300 days have passed since the family of a missing woman has heard from her. She was last seen in Harris County, possibly trying to make her way to Austin. Margaret K. Elena Turner, 28, disappeared after running from a deputy, but her family says she was in a mental health crisis. She has been missing since March 10th, 2023. You go back and forth between hope and despair. Your moment by moment, we choose to cling to hope, but there are moments of despair. Her parents say the day before she disappeared, she was staying with a friend in Silsbee. But after that, the friend left for work. Kay Elena appeared lost and confused. She reached out to a friend in Austin and said she didn't know where she was. At some point, she decided to go to Austin, Robbie said. So we believe she started going that direction and then got lost somewhere in the Tumble Hockley area. After driving on Highway 290, she eventually fell asleep in a stranger's driveway in Tumble. How come isn't Tumble the same place that the other guy was in? I don't remember his name, but her parents say she may have been having a bad reaction to PTSD medication. There's been a change to her medication. Isn't that interesting? I mean, I guess that you could say that with Sebastian Rogers. She hadn't had any sleep in 4 days, Rosa Calhoun, Kaylena's mother said. When she woke up, she seemed disoriented. We feel like at this point, she was probably suffering because of the fear and the medication, and she was in a cardiac event. I don't know how you know about that. Harris County deputies were called. The deputies tried to get her to open the door. She kept blocking the door, wouldn't let them in. Okay, so this is something that they have seen. One of them picked up a 2x4 and busted her window out. Kaylena's parents say she sped off through 2 pastures and multiple fences before crashing in the woods. Man, that's crazy. Hey, thanks, Lanky Tor. Welcome, Dale M. Welcome, Kate Keeps On. Welcome, Miss Horse Whispers. Welcome, Trudy Mick. Welcome, Beck. Welcome back. Get it? Welcome back. You get it? No, they just found her. Anyway, yeah, so Kaylena's parents say she sped off through 2 pastures and multiple fences before crashing in the woods. The Harris County Sheriff's Office says she has warrants for those actions. We believe that being, how come they didn't find her right then, though? Like, just follow her. And we believe that being in a mental crisis is not a crime. It's not a crime. You need help, Rosa said. The police didn't recognize that she was in a cardiac event. They didn't recognize that she was in the middle of a mental crisis. How did they know she was in a cardiac event? After crashing the car, her parents say she got out and started running barefoot, leaving her phone and purse behind. She was last seen in a long, hot pink dress. Her shoes were found by the car, full of glass from the broken window when she ran off. She crossed into Montgomery County. We asked HCSO about the case, and they sent the following statement. The Harris County Sheriff's Office continues to search for Margaret K. Elena Turner. This investigation is ongoing. Anyone with information concerning her whereabouts is encouraged to contact our missing person unit. The Turner family and our investigators are in contact, and they have been updated on this case. There were reported tips from the public of sightings of Miss Turner, but none should be substantiated or could be substantiated, and were not credible. We have reached out to the Montgomery Sheriff's Office, etc. If people are checking their property in the area, that would be a bad outcome if they found her at this point, but it would be an answer. So let's see if there's something, Texas EquiSearch. Possible remains, this is 7 days ago. The search for a missing woman may be coming to an end. K. Elena Turner, 28, vanished back in March. See, you guys, look at that. We're doing a cold case and just. K. Elena Turner, 28, vanished back on March 10th, 2023. Now, in a Facebook post, her family says they believe her body may have been found with the help of Texas EquiSearch. And that's why we've given them, I would say, like $23,000 over the years. Fox 26 Houston is now, forget that part. For the past 407 days, Kayla Elena Turner's family has been pleading for help on Facebook to find their missing daughter. On Friday, that all changed when Kay Elena's family said they believe her body was found by Texas EquiSearch. Finally recovered some human remains, said Tim Miller, the founder of Texas EquiSearch. I'm not going to say it's her at this point in time. You know, after a year, it's badly decomposed. The area she was found was certainly thick with weeds and woods, said Miller. In 2023, Kay Elena was last seen in Tumble after police said she fell asleep in someone's driveway. Deputies tried to knock on her window to wake her up, but they say she drove away and crashed into a wooded area. Her family said she was having mental health crisis. Why did they find her, though, back then? I mean, You didn't chase her? Or... She was actually found right around 900 feet. What's that mean? She was actually found right around 900 feet. We're figuring from where her car was last seen. Huh. Miller said this weekend was... see, this is what I have a feeling it's possible this is going to happen with Sebastian Rogers. I think it might be something that happens with her. Miller said that this weekend was set to be the final search for Kay Elena, but in a dramatic turn of events, crews made the discovery during their final search efforts. How amazing is that? Never ever gave up, you know? I mean, Tim Miller is the absolute best. You know, I'm the best at true crime, and I'm just kidding. Like, Tim Miller is like head and shoulders above any of these other people, right? They're way better than the Cajun Navy. They're way better than, I mean, I'm just telling you, this guy is like a freaking genius. And not only that, he's really great when it's a missing person case and they let him speak to a suspect. He can just get them to confess. I mean, when you look at Tim Miller, don't you just want to be like, okay, I'll tell you the truth, Tim? I mean, it's amazing. Thanks, Ginger Keys and Wendy Van Rocco. No lulls, she said. No lulls. I think that ship had already sailed, Wendy. It was Lowell City. It was an ocean. Although, you know, forget it. I can't really say Lowell because, you know, the gifted memberships count too. You know, so those are all. It was a good evening in here. Miller said this weekend was set to be the final search. How amazing is that? Never, ever gave up. You know, we just always went back. I could try to imitate how he sounds. But always went back, said Miller. The remains believed to be Kay Elena still have to be confirmed, and it was. Later it was confirmed. So, wow, that was going to be the last search. Is there one that's like before that, or... It'd be cool to hear when they're okay. We're heading back out. There she is. Oh, that sucks. Good for you, Tim Miller, and gave a family answers. Had you never found her, they would have been in limbo for the rest of their lives. But now they can complete the grieving process and start beginning to live normal lives at some point. There's no such thing as closure, so don't let that fool you when people say that, like there's this magical lid that closes over a tragedy and all of a sudden, hey, everything's great. All right, you can just ask Desiree in here. There's no closure. I mean, they want answers of who did it, and that'll give them the answer to that, but there is no closure. For the rest of your life, you're always going, damn, my brother was murdered, or my brother died when he was only 22 years old, and blah, blah, blah. You know, it just goes on and on and on. It never ends, okay? Well, thanks, this account. Just going over that little bit there made me think about cold cases again, though. That was pretty interesting, you know? So thank you. I don't even know how long I've been on here tonight. There's no timer anymore on this. What are we at? 3 something, or is that a duplicate? What happened there? You sent another one? This account? Oh, it looks like 3 hours and 20 minutes. Yeah, there you go. I just saw that AD. Yep. Triple one at the end of each show. Maybe. Jeez. Yeah, maybe I could try something like that. But sometimes the cold cases are too interesting just to kind of sneak in. You ever notice that? Are you are these all different ones, or is a YouTube malfunctioning this account? See, those ones stay yellow. You got look at this. See, those ones stay the correct color. So it's weird when they throw the red one in, because those are always like 100 or more. So when the red one comes in on the $1.99, it's like, oh, you know. I do. I think Sebastian might actually be right around near the area. I do think that. I think he could be. He went. They're actually going to do another search in the fall when the leaves go off the trees again. I think it is possible that he went somewhere and got stuck or couldn't find his way out, and he, and like people are saying, he didn't have his medication he was taking, and something happened. I think it's definitely possible. And what will all these wackos say? Here's the worst case scenario for the Proudfoots. Even if he's found 80 miles away and it turns out there was a homicide, they'll all blame them. They'll just go, oh, they did it. And until an arrest is made, everybody will say that they did it. So the best case scenario would be for Sebastian to be found alive on the streets of Portland, Oregon somewhere, hanging out with all the other homeless people that we have here. Or and then if he's not alive, that he's found and it's an accidental death somewhere, right? That would be the second, and then, finding him at all would be the next thing. But then you ask yourself, well, how did he die? And then if they say it's a homicide, then all of a sudden, they're going to go, oh, look, yeah, it'll just never end for the Proudfoots if that's the case. No chance, even if they had nothing to do with it at all. Right. You know what I hope the most is that he's found and he's been hanging out with somebody. And, the best case scenario for the Proudfoots is if he's been with Seth Rogers this whole time, somebody associated with him, and then he comes out. But here's how ridiculous these, the division people are. Is even if that was true, if Seth Rogers had been keeping Sebastian somewhere all this time, they would go, well, good for him. He was keeping Sebastian from these evil parents. What a great guy. That's how stupid these people are. Okay? Because they want to keep their same myth going. Well, thanks, this account. Listen, you got a good message. I appreciate you keep sending him in. You don't have to keep sending him in. I understood you're interested in having more cold cases. I appreciate it. All right. I don't want you to think you have to send more in to tell me. Yeah. Yeah, so I don't think the Proudfoots really have a way out of the public thinking the way they do. It should be like if he's found, and I'm saying even in a scenario where the other parent stole the child, nobody would turn on that guy. They wouldn't, because they're so invested in their own psychopath beliefs about this case that they wouldn't be able to change it. Now, I can tell you this: if law enforcement tomorrow did a press conference and said, "Okay, now we finally got evidence that one of the Proudfoots had something to do," I would just immediately go, "Okay, here we go. Now we got something." But there is nothing now. So, like I said before, my opinion about how they're being treated is exactly the same now as it would be. It won't be the same. It's going to be the same even if they had something to do with it. You get it? And hopefully that makes sense to people. And I don't think anybody's going to go, oh, see, this is going to be true. The people that think the Proudfoots did it, they'll go, see, you were wrong, Gray, you bastard. And I'm going to go, well, you were right by luck, because there was nothing. And that's the truth. And I stand by what I'm saying, regardless of how it turns out. I don't think they're going to be involved. I really just don't believe that. I don't know much about Katie or anything, and the possibilities there. I have no idea. But the only thing I can really say is I don't think Chris Proudfoot was part of some homicide like the wacko that sent me. I mean, I don't know if you guys were here at the beginning of the show, but look at this guy. I mean, he's just an absolute nut job. I made a community post about it, and then he sent. Look at this one, and then he sent this follow-up email. It said, "Yeah, I'm the creep." I said, "Hey, leave me alone, creep." And then he said, "Yeah, I'm the creep, making buddies with a child murderer." Look at this. I should actually have his real name here. Okay, because this guy should be exposed. You're calling this guy a child murderer when he hasn't been even closely looked at all for anything like that. I mean, they looked at him, but they're not looking at him now because there's no evidence suggesting anything. Look at that. Making buddies with a child murderer is not creepy or anything, because I'm making friends with a child murderer. You are truly sick, he said. And one last thing I'm going to say is I can definitely assure you that you're going to regret joining alliance with Chris. You're going to look really foolish for supporting a murderer, and I hope you lose supporters for trashing people, for questioning your best friend. Yeah, because me and Chris are best friends now. I mean, it's just so stupid. All I'm doing is supporting the notion that they shouldn't be trashed and they should be talked to just how Seth is being talked to to try to figure out, well, if you can get some normal, rational information from these people. And here's the thing. The people that would leave in this scenario, I want you to leave. Goodbye. Okay? That means you're dumb, right? Because this case right now there is absolutely nothing to suggest the parents are involved. They've cooperated the whole time, and both parents passed the lie detector test that all of the Proudfoot haters now say, oh, those things aren't valid. I mean, we all know that they aren't used in trials. But man, if they had not passed those, ooh, look at that. They didn't pass. Those tests are great. Oh, they didn't. Oh, wait, Seth fell asleep during his. Oh, okay. Well, he was just tired, everybody. He was tired. Now, give me a break. Jesus. Oh, it was incredibly biased, Meg. It was one of the most biased interviews you could ever imagine. And I believe, she admitted it too. Like she didn't like, she was biased because his attitude, but his attitude was totally justified because of the things that were being said before he got on there. Man, can you believe this shit though? This guy? Wow. Makes you wonder what that guy knows. Maybe he's the killer. And he's going to try to pin it on the Proudfoots. Yep, mob mentality runs rampant. If you didn't see it, I'll read the original one. There. Man, what a loser. Jesus. Gosh, Gray, even if you wrote something mean, that's really mean. To call him a loser. You bastard. All right. It says right here, I understand you have access to Chris. You mean I've messaged him on Facebook like you could have done? And you like that because it generates clicks. Can you tell me any videos that I've made where I used that, like I got clicks? Now, the flashlight video, I didn't even mention that in the title or anything. I didn't say Chris Proudfoot's description of the nothing, right? But to befriend and advocate for the known child abuser and likely murderer of a special needs child is lower than any YouTube content creator I have ever come across. It's the lowest a person can go. You have no interest in helping victims. You are just a cheap internet prostitute. I cannot even put into words how disappointed and disgusted I am in you. Wow, man. You see what I got to deal with, you guys? You always wonder, how come Gray isn't in a good mood today? Because more likely than not, I got one of those types of emails, you know. I'm glad this guy's a super sleuth and can already tell you that Chris Proudfoot is a child abuser. Amazingly, he hasn't been arrested for any of that yet, because you know so much more than the cops. And he's also a murderer with so much information pointing to them, the same information the cops don't seem to have, okay? So why don't you go out there, all right? Why don't you go out there and share with the police the information you have to get that arrest going, all right? Come on, you guys, you got it. Oh, it doesn't exist. Oh, well, maybe next time, huh? Wow. Can I get a boom? Hey, I heard that Sebastian was only diagnosed a year ago, meaning he wasn't diagnosed when Chris abused him. Well, if that's true, then yeah, I mean, then you can use that, right? But yes, he wasn't abused though either, right? Spanking somebody with a belt doesn't make you an abuser. That's just makes you a normal parent. How many of you would have what would now be considered abusive parents using that logic? And that was actually Web Sleuth's logic, where they said, I think it's child abuse to use a belt on somebody. Okay, so now you're saying, offensively, insulting my mom and everybody else's mom, probably in the entire chat, because they were spanked with a wooden spoon or belt at some time. I was not, Gray. My mom never did that. She just said sit in the corner. Okay, well, that's probably why you turned out the way you did, all right? Yeah. Right, yeah. Well, spanking is totally normal. Yeah. I grew up with military dads, so I got spanked. Yeah. Some people use their bare hands. Some people use a wooden spoon. Some people use... man, my mom must have broke 40 wooden spoons on our asses when we were growing up, okay? That's all I can say. I got spanked for saying this. We got taken over to our grandparents' house I was like 8 years old. We went over to our grandparents. They took us out to dinner. They said, hey, we're going to take you out for some steak. And then they took us to a Chinese food, and it was really good food. And then we got in our car, and then as we're sort of saying goodbye, I said, thanks for no steak. Thanks for no steak. Grandma and Grandpa. And she's like, oh, God, here we go. Yeah, didn't say that again. I can tell you that. Yeah, that's so ridiculous. I don't think it's illegal over here, but a lot of schools and stuff. Hey, if your parents spank you, call CPS. We're so wake. Reimagine parenting, everybody. Reimagine it. They're just little people, and they should have all the rights you have. Forget parenting. Let the schools do it, okay? Because we know more than you parent. I mean, we should send the kids home with all the knowledge and have them educate the parents because they're so much brighter. And give me a freaking break. Anyways, thank you to Kami, Karisti, Tawny Lee, Jim Lon, Kim Christian, and thanks this account for all your cold case enthusiasm. Kim Christian, great Karn for you, 12 months. K, me, Sonia. Thanks, Sonia, also for all your information. Kim Lon, Jennifer Cardio. I think one of the early ones was, let's see. let's see. Jennifer Cardillo, excuse me. Jennifer Cardillo, like armadillo. Gummo. Hi, Esther here. Timothy Cecil, me. Timothy Cecil. Brown-eyed girl 714, and then Desiree, the actual sister of David Clark, supporting Gray's channel, keeps things going so he can help people can get justice. God forbid any of you find yourself in need of this kind of help. Yeah. And then Wendy Van Rokel, David Arnold, Paulette Leonard, Vibe Chick, Gina, this account, Michelle with an H, Kimberly Lusk, Mag, this account with a wave on there. Then Jennifer Cardillo, again, thank you. Ginger Keys, EI Rule, Kimberly Lusk gifted a membership. Then Wendy Van Rokel. Then I gifted 5 memberships. Then Sonia gifted a membership. And then out of nowhere came Les Clark, the legend, with 50 gifted memberships. And then Sweet Caroline, ta, ta, ta. And then Gina, a new member. Then this account, and then My Little Cutie. Then Lanky Tor gifted 5 members. Wow, we have 63 new members. That's got to be an absolute record right there, for certain. Then maybe not. Maybe the first night we had memberships, it was up something like that. But anyway, Ginger Keys, Wendy Van Rokel, this account, this account, this account, this account, this account. 5 in a row. This account, this account, this account, this account, this account on the hot diddy pop, be pop, diddy diddy pop, be pop pop. There you go. Anyways, thank you guys for helping support the channel tonight and hanging out late at night on a Sunday, for God's sakes. All right. All right. So yeah. I hope we can keep digging for answers. I'd like to talk to as many people as possible that were witnesses that night. There's got to be more people that were around I'm talking about the David Clark case, Jonathan David Clark. It'd be great if there was more witnesses that could come forward and say what they saw. There's got to be somebody out there that knows something. Has to be in that town, more than just one person. Has to be. So anyways, thank you guys very much. We'll see you tomorrow. And I appreciate all your guys' support again. And I hope that I didn't let anybody down with the stuff that I'm saying about the Proudfoot. But if I did, that's on you, because I guarantee it that what I'm saying is the right way to look at the way people are treating them, regardless if in the future they turn out there is a connection, because there isn't any now. And the default by people on social media should be that they put aside their gut feeling and support them until the facts change that start pointing people in that direction, because there's been nothing. All right. And I hope you guys understand that. It should be really obvious. And most of the freaks that's how they think. So kind of lucky that way. All right. All right. Well, thanks for being here, you guys. We'll see you next time. And as I always say, again, until next time, be safe out there. And a 1 and a 2 and a 3. Oh, wait. I got to make the screen bigger.
Yeah, I've been doing this true crime thing for
Wait, that's
quite a
not
while
the one.
now.
This one.
And during this whole time, I have not seen one person that is a crime dissector, flag rejector. I'm a certified human lie detector. Gonna get ya on a stretcher if you try and play me like an old projector. Crime sector is my nectar. Professor Gregor's gonna give another lecture. Crime collector, freak connector, and I'm always gonna be a pup protector, fool deflector, interceptor,
And I'll meet a little spectre with a vector on his spectre with a respect show. Just remember, check show. I have no agenda. I'm a bartender, and I'll serve it to you straight without the blender. In the end, I'm gonna send ya, but I'm messing up a bill to offend
What in God's name was that? My Lord. All right. See you guys later.
Gosh, Gray, that wasn't very nice. I tried my best to have a crescendo at the end of the show.
A crescendo? That was more like a dumpster dive vomit.
Oh, God, that's not very nice. I called you so mean, Gray, you bastard.
What, you calling me a bastard?
No, I'm not calling you a bastard. Good night, everybody.
Oh, crap. How come everybody's typing in? Don't you realize it's been a long day for me? And you keep typing in flybys, trying to guilt me and shit like that?
Well, gosh, Gray, maybe they just want to watch one.
Yeah, I gotta go to sleep, you guys. It's 11:42. Wow. All right, see you guys later.
You still there, Gray?
Yeah, I was just waiting. You're supposed to say, "Good night, everybody." Yeah. You know how you do that crap?
Good night, everybody. Yeah.
Wait a minute. What the hell are you doing? This is ridiculous. I mean, after I called you out on it, and then you're going to do it again, you're supposed to be kind of natural.
Let me try it again. Good night, everybody. Yeah.
That was terrible. That was freaking god awful. You got to admit. We'll do the flyby next time, okay, guys? Jesus. Come on, Ginger. Oh, shit. You know what? Screw it. I'll do one. I got to do it. For God's sakes. I feel bad, letting people down. Where the hell do we get it? Oh, God. Jesus. Unbelievable. I don't even know how I spell it. Is it like that or? Yeah. Well, thanks, Mag. Jeez. All right. Look at that. Man. Hold on. I got to switch screens, though. Hold on. Oh, wait. That's right. Oh, what happened? I went to the earth. You see that?
All right, everybody. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Na 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 na. Thanks, my little kitty. And Mag, too! One more time, Gray. All right, great, thank you.
Hey, no problem, Mary Lou. We always want to, whatever makes people happy, I guess. Yeah, that song's called Furious Freaks. Okay, that's why we do that one, because it's fun, and it also we are called the Freaks, right? Now, even if you don't want to be a freak, you are a freak. If you're a member of this channel or any have any sort of element of being here on a daily basis of any kind at all, you are in fact a freak, and thus the fortuitous name of the song called Furious Freak, or maybe a better term might be the serendipitous name of the song is Furious Freaks. And sometimes we can be furious and we're freaks. All right. Well, thank you all very much. We'll see you guys next time.
Good night, everybody. Gee.
That was pretty good, Mary Lou.
Thanks, Craig. See you guys later.
Oh, my God. There we go. All right. See you. Thanks, everybody.